ahoy, and g'day once again to ye mateys! I be your endemic and heuristic DM, Josh the Pirate, and it brings me a heady rush of satisfaction not felt since John Tovey on the morning of the 27th of May 1941 to welcome you back to another session of my Humblewood world for some of Elements and Evil. With me, I have my hearty crew, the miniatory John Best, the parsimonious Karen Slink, and the salubrious Brendan Ellis. So let's talk about these lovely folks, shall we?
Pin in that. Who the hell is John Tovey?
This is my new thing.
Okay.
This is a historical event. Admiral Sir John Tovey commanded the forces that sank the Bismarck. And the Bismarck was sunk on the morning of the 27th of May, 1941. He was in command of, I want to say, the battleship George V. But yes, he was the overall commander of that operation.
So yes, he would have felt incredibly good that morning.
It was mostly sunk by an aircraft carrier, the Ark Royal. Actually, well, aircraft off it.
There you go. Josh's history facts.
It demonstrated very conclusively, and the rest of the war also did. The war in the Pacific particularly demonstrated that the air power beats sea power very, very much. So battleships, the Bismarck and the Yamato were the two biggest and dangerous warships ever built. They were both sunk by dive bombers, hundreds, thousands of times smaller than them, with a crew of two. It's just there's no comparison, really. Bismarck was full of an awful lot of people who had been lied to by their government, but also, yes, there was a few bad people on board, absolutely.
You blow up a ship of people, there's guaranteed to be a few assholes in there, but that's not normally an acceptable reason to blow up a ship.
Airdrop torpedo to the rudder. That did prevent them from steering, yes. That was basically the beginning of the end, Tony, exactly. Yes, for anybody who was curious, endemic is prevalent native to a particular area. I am native mostly to this room. And heuristic, learning through trial and error, which I absolutely do. Those were me. Miniatory is menacing, John. Parsimonious is frugal, Karen. It's been known. And
I got a skirt for $7.50 this week.
And salubrious Brendan is healthful. He said he's wiping his mouth away from the Mexican dinner.
They're turning the pirates gay.
Wow.
That may have come true.
Oh, please. Oh, dear. I know that another fun historical fact.
We are talking and they can't hear us, John. There you go.
Yeah,
all right,
no,
saved.
I know that. Hey.
Well, Gay Pirates.
Gay Pirates is a lovely song. There you go. Perfect timing.
Didn't they turn the frickin'
Yeah,
frogs
right.
gay into... Didn't they someone remix that? So there's a remix somewhere of frickin' frogs gay. Frogs gay.
Wouldn't shock me.
Rule 43.
Well, I have no idea why that worked, but it appears to. Great!
Don't question it.
Yep.
Just let it happen.
Karen, who the absolute heck are you?
Hello, I am Karen, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer, an internet addict. You can often find me here on Thursdays playing Cash, the badass boss bitch Mowpatch. Or on Tuesday nights when I have been playing Baldur's Gate 2, but I finished the game, Baldur's Gate 3. But I finished the game, which is kind of crazy. And I do want to go back and play out different endings, including blowing up Gale, because I really want to see how that happens. But for now, I'm playing Wildermyth, so if you turn up on Tuesday night, I will play some Wildermyth.
It's been met with, like, everybody who's, like, gone, shout out, and it comes up, because it tends to come up when you shout somebody out what they've recently been doing. Everybody goes, ooh, yes, that's really good, yes, do it. And I'm just like, I know, she's playing. That's why I'm making her, because very good. Brendan, who the heck are you?
Forcing me to enjoy myself.
Hey, John, who the heck are you?
I'm eating.
Somebody speak!
Someone tell us who you are. John, who are you? Brendan's still chewing.
Okay, cool. Great. And I'm not quick enough to introduce Brendan either. That would have been funny. I'm John. I play Bron. I have been a performer for a vast number of years now, too many to count. I like D&D. Recently, I've sidetracked off into a degree for money, really. So now I almost have a Bachelor of IT. And yeah, doing DevOps, which is not performing. But you know what? This is fun, so I'm here.
Yeah, it tickles that particular need, doesn't it? All right, Brendan, how empty is your mouth now? Go for it. Who are you?
Well, my mouth is never entirely empty. There's always room in my mouth for something.
Even I'm not touching
I'm
that
Brendan.
one.
I am
It's
polite and
classy style already.
responsible. I'm always prepared to speak. I went LARPing the other weekend, and it was cool. My fairy character got fairy engaged, so that was fun.
That's cute.
Yeah, and then my fairy character decided to leave the continent to go start a revolutionary war.
That's a lot
As
in
you
one
do.
weekend. Like, that's huge.
Yeah, that's like leading into the sequel stuff.
That's a big week. Like, I'd need a week off to recover from that weekend.
Yeah, that's why we didn't play last week.
Yes, well, yeah. And Daria could barely speak. And I was like, well, look.
And how will she suffer?
And Karen and I had just failed to buy a fridge, so I was pretty shat off too. Everybody had had a bit of a day.
Yeah.
I had gone and hired a van to buy a fridge, gotten to the fridge, and I had already said, hey, how big is this fridge? Because I want to know it'll fit in the hole in my wall. And they said, oh, no worries, 84 centimeters wide. I was like, cool. And I will tell this story and humiliate this woman in front of a dozen people. And yes, 84 centimeters, fine. That'll fit perfectly. Excellent. Show up. Hey, you can't have it until Thursday because I'm moving to Scotland. And I was like, all right, well, that's fair. I don't need it straight away. The one we have technically works.
Yeah, technically.
So we hired the van, we went and got the thing, I get there, and I always happen to have a tape measure on me. There's one in the glove box of my car, there's another one right there on my computer, and I just, out of mild curiosity, just measured it. She was out by 5 centimeters, and an 89 centimeter wide fridge will not fit in the hole. So I was like, oh, that's a shame. It's too big. And she's like, is it? And I said, yes. And she was like, I told you how big it was. And I said, well, you told me wrong. You said 84. It's 89. 89 won't go in the hole. And she's like, oh. My only sort of good about that was, as we were getting back in the van we had rented, was hearing her teenage son berate her for, she's like, Mom, they rented a van for this. How can you not measure
Mom.
a fridge?
Yeah,
And also the knowledge that she had missed out on $200 because she's moving to Scotland tomorrow. She can't shift the thing before then, so it's going to have to go out on the side of the road or just be given to the people who buying the house off her.
It's like, your house comes with a fridge. Congratulations.
What's even better is she knew this would be a problem because she had a similar situation. The fridge was sitting at the far end of her kitchen because it didn't fit in the hole in her kitchen either.
It's the
I'm
cycle
sensing she's
of
just
fridges.
not very good at measuring things.
Just, I think, stupid. And also, I also derive a small amount of satisfaction from knowing that she's moving to Scotland in September, which is
It's gonna be so cold and wet and windy.
It's not great. Not the best time of the year to move to. You've come from nice Australia, which is honestly, Perth is the nicest part of the year is right now. And she is going to the coldest, bleakest place in the world.
Yeah.
We do need to standardize bigger fridge holes, Abis. I agree completely.
I am anti-fridge hole at all. I think the kitchen should be designed in a way that the fridge can just be inserted into a space unrestricted by...
I almost immediately regretted leaving without the fridge because I was like, fuck it. It can just go next to the stove where my desk used to be. And we can put the pantry where the fridge should be. I'll build a cupboard in there. It'll be better. Fuck! Because I'd now, at that point, wasted $60.
I'm sure if you shove it hard enough, the fridge could fit in there.
Yeah. Well, it's fucking cold now,
So
Cal,
anyway-
but 3 days ago it was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Josh the Pirate. You can find me here on my
that's who I
channel.
am.
Great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's where this
Got
started.
very engaged. There we are. Always room in the garage for a bit. Yeah, not in mine. Not in my garage. It's full of my housemate shit. Anyway, I've talked about these lovely folks. I need to remind our undisputed, respected, and possibly even saluted audience to please like, follow, and subscribe to all the things, you bloody champions. We have all the exclamation mark socials. We have a YouTube. If you want to hang out with us in our Discord, you can, but I was talking about YouTube. You can watch all the episodes you may have missed. All the episodes from International Talk Like a Pirate Day are up there, except the Troll Lord Games one, which is probably uploading now.
As we speak.
It takes a while. So yeah, the last one is going up as we speak. The Lorites game is getting an awful lot of traction.
Oh, excellent.
Interestingly.
I love it.
Which is kind of cool, as was Into Osiris. And we've got to actually redraw a couple of those prizes as well, because some very kind people are just like, oh, I don't need 2 prizes. Give the other one away. So, yeah, we're going to have to do that.
Which I'm sure is a great tragedy for everyone, and moment silence for those people who will now receive prizes.
Yes. Have I heard of Dungeons & Dragons Online? Is it a Mamorpaga? Because we're literally doing that. Nick M.
Except we are using the power of our brilliant minds.
Shazlax, the large, tough, and sinister male Tilia. Thank you very much, Bishop Blood. Get it on computer. I mean, that's essentially what Baldur's Gate is, my friend.
That's technically not online. It's.
Oh, no. True. Fair enough. Yes.
It's not a big old internety connecty game.
That is true.
I speak technical.
How is it, Nick? Is it good? Does it do D&D well? How
does D&D? That does live computer life.
Shazlax, the large, tough, and sinister. That's his title. I am Shazlax, the large, tough, and sinister. And he sounds like that too.
Those of you who tuned into Jack,
Yeah.
the Alien movie inspired game Josh was playing, they nicknamed the alien Mr. Skitters.
Not they. Me.
Which is delightful. I enjoy calling terrifying monsters cute nicknames like Mr.
Well,
Skitters.
I could only hear skittering in the vent, so I was like, that's probably nothing to be concerned about. And then I started referring to the skittering noises as Mr. Skitters, and it escalated from there, as alien movies do. It's set in Eberron.
Yeah.
Nick, thank you very much for that. Follow your bloody champion. Avast, matey, you wee scallywag. Well, what we're doing today is essentially D&D Online, as in we're playing D&D and we're doing it online for you guys. So, this is Humblewood. This is a third-party setting by the Hit Point Press, where it's a very long and ongoing campaign, and the gang is... Well, Brendan, what happened last time?
Last time, shit got fucky.
No, you promised you wouldn't do this.
I remember no such promise. We ended. So last session was our first session back on this brand new season. Sick, go us. We ended the previous session on a cliffhanger where we went to investigate a dodgy musician's apartment, and shocking no one, found the dodgy musician's apartment full of drugs and portals to another world.
I would point out, no, not drugs, mirrors. The drugs were bizarrely absent. You found
Great.
the drugs
That's
later.
I didn't know. Okay, sure. Yeah, well, yeah, even odder for a dodgy musician. No drugs.
No
in the
drugs.
apartment.
Very odd. Yes.
But several portals to a different dimension. There was a strange fellow there who we determined to be a void elemental, who was kind of living in his own little mirror void plane, and he had some offers for each member of the party, which basically boiled down to, hey, this person from your life who's dead, we can return them to you. Fortunately, Eric has had no one that he loves die in his life. So the offer to him
Didn't give a shit.
was, hey,
It's like, whatever,
your
man.
boyfriend's ex-husband who died, do you want us to give him back?
It's like, am I supposed to care?
And that's facetious. They're not going out.
What? Oh.
Because I can see Josh's eyes like, wait, did I miss a relationship? Did they? No.
Wait, where?
So Julio very coolly led that conversation, and I think represented all of our interests when he said,
Good fuck.
respectfully, no. And then the Void Elemental said, okay, respectfully, I'm going to kill you all now.
As
and
one does.
As one does when you don't get your way,
Yeah.
little shit. It was zipping in through a bunch of mirrors. It was blowing us real hard off of the platforms. We were getting stuck in the void. What? You asked for this?
No.
Josh.
You. I'm just loving the way you're finishing your sentences, like rather than leaving them halfway through.
Yeah. But Julio decided that we should try to heal the elemental to death, which shockingly actually started to work. And then the elemental decided, bitch, I'm out, see you later, and peaced out through a mirror, which was really frustrating because we had already started destroying the mirrors, except for the one that was right next to it.
Yeah.
So that's on us, homie. When we got back out of the mirror dimension, we started shattering mirrors and then realized, oh, we've just created more mirrors. So then Bron and Eric decided to just bring the house down and bury everything and then grow a part of the older heart over the rubble. And that is pretty much everything that we did last session.
Very nice. I like it. I realize I've missed a trick. Like, I am very happy with the episode title, but bringing down the house would have been a very good one.
Oh.
Yeah. The problem is I have to come up with the title before the episode rather than during it, or afterwards. Anyway, excellent. Thank you, Brendan. Yeah, I think that was pretty accurate. I'd add a couple of details. Julio did raid Pavoni's desk in the floating. So the void that they found themselves in within the house was a bunch of all the rooms of a house, but sort of floating separately in a pink mist. And yes, Julio jumped onto the study room and raided the desk and basically just took everything without analyzing it too much. And within the desk did find a good kilo of listen, the magical drug. The gang then left and resolved the house. Brendan also, Eric also did dispel the portal. Because you guys couldn't get rid of it, so you discovered that you just like, right, fuck it, no more magic for you. And made the magic stop.
No part of it.
Yeah, have a good lurk, Laurite. Thank you very much for joining us, my dear.
And I will just add, because it will impact what Kesh does when we restart again, is Kesh got a message from Smoothie, who is in Barovia, though she doesn't know that, saying that Trish is cursed and not in her right mind and murderously roaming around the forest, and that I should stay away from her, which is a red rag to this particular bull, so...
Particularly as she's referring to somebody who is as close to you as a sister.
Yeah, she's basically my sister from another mister, so, she's, yeah, it's like, just don't go near her, she'll kill people. I'm like, what's new?
It's like, that's Eric's whole issue with her, I think.
Yeah, so...
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. I only got a dungeon master guide handbook. Wizards and spellbooks, like, it might be something else.
You have tooled yourself up, Nick.
You are ready to go, Nick.
I respect people who are like, I'm going to buy all the books.
I'm sad. I'm awesome, and I'm glad you have. I would argue that, and Brendan, who is also a very skilled DM, could maybe attest to this as well. I wouldn't say you need the DM guide. I find it to be the least useful of all the books. It contains a bunch of stuff that could be useful.
Yeah, and early on in the manual, there is some really helpful advice, but all of that advice can now be found online.
Yeah.
And more. So I would urge you, if you're interested in DMing, Google some stuff about how to be a good DM. And
or 7 things DMs do that players hate.
It's really about what kind of game you and your players want to play, and there's lots of different ways of playing D&D, and none of them are more or less correct than the other, with an asterisk that I won't get into right now.
The place I would start
also,
is probably...
I do really like... I like that you have talked about getting the monster menu.
Yes. For some really players, very much is the case. I will take 2 Zorns and an Aboleth, please.
Yeah.
Medium rare.
Just make real food based on D&D monsters.
There is a cookbook. There is the D&D cookbook.
Yeah.
Cookbook.
I would suggest, if you want to try your hand at it, get a published module, a small one, like just a published 2 or 3 shot first, just to practice, just to get your hand in. There are some really good short ones in Candlekeep that have everything they need and are very self-contained. That's the best place to start, and find a group of people, make sure everybody's happy and comfortable, and just do it. There is no better way to learn how to do anything performative than just try.
And accept that sometimes you are going to have to add or subtract hit points from your big boss depending on how well your players do.
That is the biggest single point, the thing that DMs do, particularly in combat,
like,
is...
oh shit, I'm killing them too fast.
Balance it on the fly. And the real trick of making a fight feel difficult is you want them to win. This is what I always say. You want them to win, but you're on their side, but you are trying to kill them. If you don't try, then they're not going to feel threatened. But you do want them to win, otherwise what's the point?
I nearly obliterated the party when I was like early DMing. Nearly obliterated the party. Was like, you know what? I'm just gonna accidentally forget that this big bad gets a second legendary action each round. Otherwise, you're all dead.
But anyway, yes, it's lovely to have you with us, Nick. Sometimes I think of weird like custom D&D characters. Yeah, I mean, buddy. I built one this morning, a new multi-class I want to try out. Artificer Wizard, but Blade Singer Battlesmith. Oh, it's upsetting. Very high. You can't wear heavy armor, but the Blade Song couples really well with Battlesmith. Or with Artificer generally. Armor would probably work well with it as well, but you can't wear heavy armor or medium with Blade Song. Is the trick. It has to be light. Anyway, so mateys, we do have a giveaway going at the moment for a Troll Lord Games voucher, $10 at the Troll Lord Games store for D&D and D&D related content. So type !ticket in chat to go into the draw for that. We will do the redraw of the International Talk Like Josh the Pirate Day prizes at the end of the stream. Please remind me. And
no pressure, Karen.
Just in fucking case. We have a Discord if anybody wants to come and hang out with us there. There it is. And let's do the thing, shall we? So, mateys, may all your interrogations make sense, and all the fantasy versions of methadone that you introduce to lower socioeconomic areas fail to have unforeseen side effects, as we head tremulously at first, and then with mounting heat and passion into the Humblewood.
Dun, dun, dun.
So, we return to the branches of the Alderheart, where the gang have just closed the door to a demi-plane of fuckery and are pretty pooped, to be honest. Julio, who obviously some of you may have noticed is not here today, Daria's on holiday, and that's fine, has scored some notes from Pavoni's drawers. And Bron has had a neat idea about the armor he has been given. It is mid-afternoon, and the newly grown bark of the area you're standing in is unusually bouncy. What do you do?
When we finished, I just had my dream. I just had a message from Smoothie, and we were going to bed.
Oh, yeah. That was sort of... Yeah, that will have happened that evening or that afternoon. Let us just say it happens.
Oh, okay, because...
You basically cop the message and go, "Bah!"
Because I threw my blankets off and
Oh, that's true,
unleashed a cloud of bugs.
Well, I think... No, that's true. So it is that later that evening, isn't it?
Eric doesn't have anything that he wanted to do before then, so I'm happy to skip straight to night.
I think the thing was we jumped forward because we weren't going to have John that day, whereas now we do. Yeah.
Well, shall we jump back in time? And
Well,
then
there's no need to, though. I don't think there was anything anybody particularly wanted to do that cannot be done the following day. So yes, you go back to headquarters feeling a bit fucking...
I
knackered.
sure am tired. Let's clock off 7 hours early.
Yeah. Woo! Well, it was mid-afternoon. So yeah, you get back to your super secret hideout in the trunk of the Alderheart, the enormous kilometer-high tree, which is basically most of the population of the Humblewood live in. Hey, Lancaster, yes, to the pub. You may well go out for drinks and dinner and so forth. Beers, yeah, beers. But nothing of any consequence happens. That evening, Bron, you are struck with some really awesome, I think Bron is not unused to doing an all-nighter. It is technically a long rest, so you won't be, exhausted. But, yeah, inspiration strikes on exactly how to remix this, this armor that you have been given by the Shadow Malt family. So you sort of leap from your bed about halfway through the evening, and begin working on that in the Gabby's old workshop, from when it was they were still an insurgency. She sort of ceded it to you now, but yes, Gabby no longer inhabits it because she has her own.
She's upgraded.
Well, she just went back to work at the at the tenders where she normally works. She doesn't have to hide with you guys anymore because there's no more insurgency.
Well, it's disreputable now.
Yeah. Oh gosh, wow, Scruffy Jumbo. There's a load of...
Oh, they just really want us to get cheap viewers.
I don't even want cheap viewers, though. My viewers
I
are
want
fancy.
Expensive, high-quality viewers, where you look at the
Slutty
price tag
viewers.
and your eyes water slightly. Yeah.
Bron spends the evening doing that, modifying his armor and so forth too. Basically, you're allowed to now have magic plate. Customized so that it, press of a button, ching, 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 you full Iron Man it. Touch of Evil. Hello, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
Evil.
Touch of Evil.
Touch of Evil.
Doctor.
Evil tea doctor. Evil. Built doctor?
Bron spends the night banging, clanging away. Where do Eric and Kesh sleep?
Well, I think Kesh is sleeping in the secret hideout just for convenience tonight.
The only thing you might have wanted to do in the evening, I think probably Julio would have, is go through the notes that he found.
Yes, that is an excellent idea, and absolutely would have done that.
So
going to sleep.
You are with Kesh and Eric. Bron is busy. I think this idea hits Bron as sort of either middle of the night or sort of 9 p.m. It's like just head hits the pillow. Oh, that's a great idea. Flash of genius, gets up and immediately spends all night doing something for him equally restful but not sleeping.
Yes.
So
can't relate. Definitely never done that.
Almost did it last night. I'll be honest. I was up till 2 a.m. going, I was like, oh, this is so good. Oh, wait, you should sleep. Hey. Who of you would like to make the investigation and or arcana checks on the notes between Eric and Kesh?
I think my investigation is better.
You certainly can. So Eric helps Kesh?
I think.
Yep.
Oh yes, it's Kiki is currently open actually. So here, let me.
Oh. Sorry, Josh and I are sitting next to each other because
Oh, this isn't even
the
the right
internet
campaign.
is being bad, and me being in the other room apparently is just too much for it.
Can't handle it.
Really stressful. Even though I've got a signal booster back there, it's just like, no, I can't. Why would you make me do this? It's hard. I'm only the NBN, the most advanced internet in Australia.
Oh, in Australia.
Yeah, thank you
Which
for
isn't
that.
saying much.
An
yeah.
important
Yeah.
caveat.
We had better internet in London in 2012.
Yeah.
But no, we couldn't possibly get good internet in Australia. Why would we ever need that?
Do you happen to know?
Thanks,
like,
Malcolm Turnbull.
love him. Okay. So your investigation is a +2.
I'm a +2 to investigation. Oh yeah, and perception I'm amazing at. And +2 for Arcana, so they're both the same for
Roll
me.
with advantage. Roll.
But your Arcana's definitely more than a +2. So.
A 2 and a 4. I'm going to get you to roll physical because these dice make a huge amount of noise. Ugh.
They do, and
Ugh.
I also hate them now.
Yes.
Screw those dice. And the
So-
horse they rode in on.
So Kesh can't make heads nor tails of this. Eric, why don't you do an investigation check?
Yeah, she's just like, what?
No,
I just don't have my
Josh,
reading glasses.
I've decided that this plot critical information is just not going to come out. No, I will.
No, you're
do
welcome to not.
Arcana.
Okay, just leave me, with my shame. It's fine.
It's handwritten.
Didn't do much better.
Wow. A 2, a 3, and a 4.
I believe I have an inspiration.
You do. You also have a D4 because I think Abus bought it recently.
What, to add to my massive 2 and 4
Well, I
plus
was
2?
just for when you use your inspiration. Roll physical.
I
It's
have an
quicker.
inspiration, so I'm going to use that.
Okay.
Let's both roll again.
Ha!
A 2!
You both rolled a 2.
Oh my god!
It's
Are we gonna have to wait
telling us.
for Daria to come back and
think
be
you're
like,
gonna have-
Julio, we need you to read these notes.
You know what it is? It's because it's written in musical notation, and neither of you are bards.
Shit, we need someone who reads music.
Yeah. You get through, so some of it is legible. It's still there. You just don't gain any specific insight from it. The notes, they contain a series of diary entries written in an elegant hand that slowly deteriorates into a sloppy scrawl. The contents seem to relate to a series of interviews and dreams that she had containing an Astorial of light and music, who showed her many beautiful things. After the dreams and meetings, she was inspired. The work apparently just flowed from her. Much of the rest of it is musical notation and drafts for scripts and sheet music. And it's just all out of order. Julio jumbled it all up when he picked it up, so there's just no more you can really derive from it.
Kesh is gonna be like going through these notes, and like Kesh did not have a classical education. She learned to read and write and do some mathematics, but she's not book learned. So she's kind of looking at the music like it's code almost, and it's just like, I've got nothing. Do you read music, Eric?
Eric did have a classical education.
I haven't read music since I was a chick, so I'm getting nothing here either, unfortunately.
Drat. We need a musician.
Julio, however, went to bed early because it was very tiring.
And we both look at Julio, and I'm like,
Healing.
and he's just, and I'm like, mind you, I feel like Julio did not learn by reading.
No. Julio learned from talking to a tree.
Either via Julio or some other means, like we know where the opera house is. I'm sure that we can find someone to help us.
Yeah, we
do
can find a
something.
grateful music lover to help us out.
Thank you very much, Touch of Evil,
you.
for the
It
default
is
for
not a
Brom.
now thing.
No, it's not a now thing. Alrighty. So yeah, that evening, the only other thing that requires any investigation at all, and Julio did pick up, is there is a little black velvet sack containing exactly one item, a little pearl.
Does this pearl feel magical?
If you want to make an Arcana check.
Yeah, let's see how this fucking goes.
Can.
Oh, bitches, we're back. 16 plus 2, 18.
An Arcana of 18. Yeah, this thing is very magic. This thing, you're an elemental specialist, ranger, so I will tell you, this is death and life magic.
Well, this is...
And I would remind you that the to investigate it, you do need to actually like pick it up and have a look at it. And as you pick it up and then sort of like have a look at it, you touch it and roll it around in your fingers, and it feels very pleasant to touch, like extremely like a fidget. Like it just quite satisfying. And Eric, you and Kesh have been sort of studying these things for a little while. You find that you notice that Kesh is just sitting there idly toying with it, with the pearl. Not really like it's magical, but it's benign. It doesn't not benign, but it's not active magic. It is very
Have
passive
we not
magic.
seen touch before? Is that what this is?
The touch that you have seen, definitely a drug that you have seen, as I recall, was sand. And
None of them were
sort
pearls.
of you dip your fingers in it, and it was like, ooh, that was nice. That was the stuff you found on Leandric. A pearl is not that.
Oh, sad.
Do
Eric.
I feel like they might be connected?
Make an insight.
Mm-hmm.
With your
21.
massive +9. Yeah, we go.
We're back, baby!
Kesh has the movements of like I suppose she's not bewitched or hypnotized or anything, but definitely this pearl is interacting with her in some way that she does not appear aware of.
I would like to cast Detect Magic.
You certainly can. Is that a ritual, or are you just actively casting it?
I'm just doing it as a first level spell slot.
Sure. Yeah, it is very magical. You can, I mean, there's so much magic around you, but this is void magic, and it is very similar, though not exactly the same as the touch that you found in Leandric's warren in the roots.
Does it have any schools of magic associated with it?
I would guess enchantment, conjuration.
Okay.
I don't think she'd be rubbing it on her face, but definitely like in the manner of one of those isolation balls, but much smaller. Sort of just playing with it idly, running it along her fingers. While she's reading the music notes. Kesh, if you would like, and you don't have to, you can make another. You can make an Arcana check on the music. You do not have to. There will be possible consequences for saying yes or for saying no. I'm giving you the choice. Without letting you know what either the consequences are.
See, I'm feeling a bit cursed by how badly all my rolls on the music. I don't know what to do. What do you reckon, guys? Should I risk it or just leave that for future?
Well, around about this time, if it helps you one way or the other, around about this time, Eric probably would say, Cash, may I have a look at that, please?
Oh. Do I feel any reluctance to hand it over?
Yeah.
Oh. And Kesh is trying valiantly to think of a reason. She's struggling. So she's just standing there holding it, going.
Detect magic lasts for 10 minutes, right?
Yeah.
You feel a pulse from the pearl, or I think see it really. I feel like it's like X-ray vision sort of goes over your eyes, and you can there is a pulse that pulses through Kesh. It would manifest to you visually as almost a ripple, but it is. Yeah, there is something exerting a very subtle control over Kesh.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Not
Kesh,
fun like that.
Cash, I really insist that you give me the pearl, and I'm going to cast Charm Monster on Cash.
Oh shit! You do that, Cash. Make a Wisdom save. She's actually quite good at these. Here it comes.
Here it comes. 11 plus 4, so 15.
It's not enough.
Not enough.
No.
I'm charmed. Bugger.
Cash hands over the. Ooh, well, now then.
I am going to prepare some cloth, or receptacle. I'm not going to touch this.
There is the velvet bag
is
on the desk next to her. If you want to use that, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to open that up and prompt her to put that in.
Called you a monster.
No, I don't know whether to be flattered or really pissed off.
Yeah, you take it very gingerly between two claws, and
I'm not touching it.
Not even?
Fuck
Okay.
that. I'm just holding the bag open for her.
And then get her to drop it in. Okay, yeah. Very well. You do that.
Me like that.
I misheard you. Yeah, that's fine. Cool. You do that, and it's. Would you have, prior to him saying something, did you wanna
do an Arcana check on the music? Yeah.
Go on then.
See if my luck holds. 13.
13. Kesh, this is some of this, if used correctly. It's almost like the music. It's almost like you can hear the music in your head by reading this. It's like you're getting it. You can see the code while you're playing with this pearl. It's like it's helping you figure stuff out, and you realize that this particular piece of music that you can hear in your head, if someone was to actually play it, it would summon an elemental.
Well, balls.
An air elemental, specifically.
But I'm currently charmed by Eric, so do I have...
You have limited free will. I believe you have basically... He can tell you what to do. And you obey him as you would a close friend, I guess?
Trusted friend?
Yeah. Which I am anyway.
Yeah.
The charmed creature is friendly to you, is what it does. So... I cast it with the intent of kind of overpowering the existing charm.
Yeah. Which is her 11 was not enough, even with the modifier that being under the pearl's power would have been. Because I'm pretty sure yours is 17, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So she. Yeah, Cash drops the thing in. It does not... She does not immediately snap back to herself, but it wasn't that, she wasn't possessed or anything like that. Yeah. She was just a little bit whirly, a little bit... 2 drinks in, sort of. Mm-hmm. Sorry, 2 drinks for Karen in.
So it hurts because it's true.
2 drinks for most people 2 drinks in half an hour for most people. That sort of a little bit woozy, a little bit fun, but not fucked.
Yeah. Sure. As soon as she gives
very
me
small
the pearl into the bag, I will end Charm Monster on her.
And I realize I've been charmed, don't I?
Yes.
not specifically to this spell.
Oh. It
I
is
mean,
like
I think
fifth
that's
level.
kind of up to DM. Oh no, yes, sorry, yeah. When the spell ends, the creature knows it was charmed by you. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right.
Eric, did you just charm me?
Yes, I did. Sorry about that.
Why?
I was
What a violation
concerned-
of the bond of trust and friendship between us. What?
I mean, I could have kept it going for another 59 minutes and 30 seconds if that makes any difference. I do apologize, but I think that that Pearl had some kind of influence over you.
It was
Potentially in the same way that the airplane had influence over Pavoni.
very hard to put down.
Yes. Sorry.
No, thank you, I think.
Well, any other time you want me to charm you to do things against your will, then you just let me know.
I mean, it would make writing reports go far. So I'd be all happy to.
Oh, yes, okay, we can make that work.
It's a solution for procrastination.
I'll be your
this is
motivational speaker.
This is Humblewood ADHD solution. This is meth. But this is,
Who needs Dexies
who needs
when
Dexies
you've got
when you've got
Charm
Charm
Monster?
Monster?
That's amazing.
That is a
Methadone
t-shirt.
and-
And I mean, even if a trusted friend asked me to write reports, I'm not sure how much that would help.
I was like,
Hey,
oh, I didn't say it'd be
Jonathan,
good reports.
I really think
Yes.
that it would be really great for you to finish these reports.
Do you now? Is that what you think?
I think
Brendan,
you
you're-
would feel great afterwards.
Brendan, I think you're presuming an awful lot on your relationship. Friend, sure. Trusted? That's the...
Charm monster.
ah, damn it.
Kesh will kind of nudge the little bag of like pearl slightly away from her. While I was rolling it around, this bit of music, and I could be wrong, not a musician. I think if you played it, you'd summon an air elemental.
So that is likely what happened at the opera, do you think?
Yeah, the tune seems very familiar in that regard. Again,
with
not a musician. Could be wrong.
with detect magic, is there magic coming off of the sheet music?
No
Like,
more
is
so...
it itself?
no more so than a
Magical?
wizard's book. Like, magic written in written form is still vaguely magical. But to all intents and purposes, it would be like shooting say torpedoing a battleship with a picture of a torpedo, rather than an actual one. It's not dangerous in its current state, but yes, it does retain a small element of the same.
Honestly, a war where everyone just threw pictures of weapons at each other would be.
I think that's Paper Mario, isn't it?
What about in comparison to a spell scroll?
Not the. Yeah, no, actually, that would probably be round about what it is. It is a bound casting. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just that the method of delivery is different between
Yes.
the two.
Yeah. It is essentially a bound casting that only a bard could do. Or, well,
Yeah, okay.
anyone with performance proficiency could do. I will put it that way.
Yeah.
So if Cash badly sung this and rolled high enough, you could summon an air element.
And she's not proficient with performance.
No, but if I.
Are you proficient with any magic musical instruments?
No.
Nope. Disguise kit, player's card kit, and tinker's tools.
Nah. I mean, I could scrounge craft up a banjo. Could I then play that? Because technically I made it out of a tin can and some
Ding,
bootlaces.
ding, 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 ding. Summons air elemental.
There's a lot of hoops we would go through to accidentally summon an elemental hostile to us.
But playing the banjo is a pretty good start.
You don't necessarily know that it would be hostile. I would just say that.
No.
But
No. I'm going to.
It would, but you don't know that.
gently- I am going to gently take the sheet music and fold that up and put that in the pouch with the pearl.
Together, yes.
Yeah, fuck it. Yes. Just to spite you.
We need to put that somewhere where someone's not going to inadvertently pick that up and feel very good about it. Not that I want people to feel bad, just not.
Yes, I am thinking of handing these over to Gabby as the first person that comes to my head to look at these and quarantine them, but potentially Bron might be able to get something from these as well. But
he plays
Gabby
that
seems more
thing.
kitted out for it.
He is a musician, interestingly. He does play the viol. I think Mistress Iskander teaches every one of her orphans at least one instrument. Like, she insists that they all come out knowing how to play at least one instrument.
Yeah.
Kiki plays the panpipes.
Kiki has her panpipes that she occasionally tortures
Kingsley
people
is a
with.
full-on bard and nothing else. Yeah. Bard lock, nothing else. Yeah. Fourth grade recorder. Yes.
I didn't get directly accused of showing off, but I very much got the vibe that the teacher was telling me off for showing off, because my mum, is a musician, and I learned music outside of school. I think I'd played violin and piano by that point, and I could read music. So I was miles ahead of everyone else in the mandatory recorder class because, I came from a background. So when we had to pick a piece to play to prove that we'd learned something in recorder class, I played the hardest piece because for me it was easy.
Brahms Concerto in D.
So I was just well, why the fuck would I play anything else? It's all so easy. I'll just play the hardest thing, get a really good mark. And the way she spoke to me after I'd played it really felt like she was telling me off for showing off in class. And I'm like, no one tells off the sporty kids for being good at sports. But I'm not allowed to be a really great musician in front of everyone else because I'll feel bad.
Well, I
actually
more
had a very similar thing in high school. I had just seen the school play that older students were in, and our drama teacher who directed it asked our drama class what we thought of it. So
you were honest.
I told him what I thought of it.
Oh
He
no!
got really salty and shitty, and was like, just because your mum directs theater doesn't mean that you know it. It's like, dude, you fucking asked. What do you want?
It's like, if you were just fishing for compliments, you should have said that. Yeah.
Isn't it wonderful when you do exactly what's asked of you and then get told off for not somehow magically interpreting the nuance you should have brought to a very simple request?
Both of those are distinctly ADHD interactions as well.
Yeah.
I did exactly.
You just described exactly the way neurospices interact with non-neurospices. It's
what?
Do this thing. All right.
You were supposed to understand that that's not what I wanted you to do. Well, why did you tell me to then?
Yeah. Communication skills, people.
Yes, we're really bad at communicating.
I think y'all
Very
are just
specific. Thank you very
y'all are
fucking
just
much.
lying a lot.
I as a teacher, I love being able to spot neurospices almost instantly, and seeing the parents of them going like, shit, how did he know? I had a kid dropped off for a trial class, and spoke to the kid for about 20 seconds, and then she asked me where the bathrooms were, and I pointed the right direction for her, and I turned to the mother and said, so any diagnoses I need to know about? And the mum's like, yeah. Yes. Whereas the headmistress of the school was sitting there right next to me. And after the mum went away, she's like, how did you know that quickly? I was like, could you not tell? That kid is spicy as fuck. That list of diagnoses was not complete.
I remember seeing a post someone had made that said part of, being tested for autism or ADHD or whatever, they said part of the test should be putting you in a room with a few other people with that condition and seeing how quickly you vibe.
Yes.
Oh.
It's like, you have a lot of friends with ADHD. Have I got a surprise for you?
That kid and I bounced off.
Oh, sorry. Then you have to fill out a giant form to say that you have ADHD when one of the difficult things is filling out forms.
Yeah, here's a bunch of paperwork and some very specific instructions, and if you fuck up at any stage, you will go back to square one. Do not pass go. Do not collect $200.
So I'm not going to start this for 3 weeks. Was my first. I was like, oop, hard pass. I'm going to do that at a different
And
time.
by the way, pay us several $1,000s, please.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Give us loads of money, which you definitely have.
Yeah.
Because having like neurodivergence is really good for the workforce.
Holding down a good job and yeah. If I had all the skills that required to do this, I wouldn't need the fucking thing.
It's like, yes, it's going to be really hard to get the medication you need in order to be good at the things that you need to do in order to get that medication.
Yeah.
Medication.
And I'm like, oh, you
It's
want me to...
Almost like the system is designed against us.
Yeah, I was just going to say, it's almost like there isn't the support needed for mental health issues.
Oh, yeah, it's funny that.
I don't even like putting ADHD and autism in the mental health bracket. It's just, but I know why you did. I'm not having.
Yeah, I don't know what else box you're gonna put it in.
Yeah, there isn't, but it's like, but this isn't mental health. It can radically affect one's mental health, but it's not itself a cause. Anyway. John's going into the right industry. Brendan, Tony gave you an inspiration, and Cash is no longer bewitched.
Yay! And we got a pretty pearl.
You did. It's a different way of thinking, not wrongness.
Yeah.
The thing is, Quad, and I'm being distracted away from it again, so I won't. No, I'm going to stay. I'm going to stay. I agree completely, Quad, and I will not allow myself to be.
Everybody, focus!
Brendan, you remember in rehearsals when Talia would just like, tangent!
It was more than just Talia.
It was the whole lot of them.
It was the whole lot of them. We had to give them permission to yell it because things were getting out of hand.
Of how many seasons have I been doing this with you now? 6 seasons.
Yep.
The desire for me to scream tangent has
Feel free.
been consistent throughout.
Maybe we should bring that back.
Yes.
Josh Dredder GM has it.
Yeah.
It's an emote. You just
I
chat gets full of.
definitely get a tangent.
Tangent emote.
Yeah, okay, that's the next one. Yeah.
Tangent emote. I'm putting it on a t-shirt.
Yeah. You need to have Bron next to it as well. We have a Bron tangent emote.
Why?
What?
Because of all of the characters, he's the most ADHD.
Yeah.
So surprising.
Rude. Yeah.
So
But it's-
anyway, Cash,
Yes.
this pearl and
Please.
this shitty music, I'm going to tuck away
them in a
next to
bag.
each other.
Yes.
Do you think that we should ask Bron what he thinks about it, or straight to Gabby, or to someone else?
If we could see a thought bubble above Kesha's head right now, like in a cartoon, we would flash the thought bubble and we would have a cut scene of her walking past where Bron is like furiously working on this armor. If this was a modern thing, he'd have like headphones on and you could audibly hear whatever music he was blasting as he frantically I'm like, I think he's a little busy right now.
Yeah.
I think leave it with Gabby, and once Bron's done with the thing he's doing, he can go have a look.
Enya. Let's go.
It's HOTTOGO.
That has been stuck in my head for weeks.
Right? Just on
It's so
repeat.
catchy.
What is it?
Mhm.
Oh my god, I have to play it for you. You'll love it. It's a song by Chapel Roan, and it's amazing. It's got a dance, so you go, you go HOTTOGO. You can have me hard to go. It's really great.
It's great.
It's song,
to
not an
artists.
advert.
It's a song.
Correct.
She's an artist you probably actually really.
Okay. Cool.
I will report back on Josh's reaction to Chapel Roan on Tuesday.
Noted.
Where's the tangent react? Tangent emote, come on.
Cool. So are you going to take that to Gabby now, or are you just going to put it away safely and leave that for a tomorrow task?
I feel like as long as nobody goes through my stuff, it shouldn't be urgent. But
I was going to say put a sign on that says "Do not interfere with," but honestly, with some of the folks we let around this place, that might be a red rag too.
There isn't a huge number of. I think unless Kesh would have actively invited it and ordered it, your Wildwood Brigadiers would probably not frequent this. This is sort of like your house now, really.
Aww, we've got a foot on the property ladder.
Yeah, I don't know if it's got a lot of resale value. It's really not well designed as a home, but as a base,
Not super accessible.
Yeah, it's nowhere near any public transport links. But it does have a massive staircase, a private way in and out of the tree. So it's convenient, but it's also got a exit in the basement of the Wildwood headquarters. So also not something you can really allow a lot of this.
Security risk.
Yeah. I imagine everyone who knew about it might have been led to believe that we had kind of
Sealed it back up.
Sealed up these special entrances and exits, just for security reasons. When in fact we have.
Or you just told everybody this is Spear. This is the base headquarters of Spear.
Or we were like, this is now a sacred religious house.
It is also an actual religious site, yes.
Yeah. So only with permission from the Tree Pope, who's very busy.
So what I'm hearing is there are so many reasons for us to keep getting away with this bullshit.
Yep.
Excellent.
Yeah, so the likelihood of any of the miscreants that aren't the four of you touching it is relatively low.
Excellent. Good.
I'm going to bury it in my pack, and I'm going to have Hope nest on it. So, yeah, I think it should be secure.
Cool. No, it doesn't have a wenching curve. It's too high in a tree. Don't be silly. That's the problem. Cool. Alrighty, you guys go to sleep and bed and all the things.
And yes, Kesh is, before she can doze off, is awoken by the message from Smoothie.
Yes.
Saying that Kesh is a puppet.
Trish is a puppet.
A message saying you are a puppet.
You're a puppet! You're a puppet, Harry. No, I'm not.
Yeah, guess it's like Kesh, Trish is cursed. She's a puppet of Strahd. She's gonna try and kill people. So stay away.
So bad.
And Kesh throws off her blanket, disturbing all the bugs that have come to chill out on it for sleepy times. And
Drink some Coke.
All the bugs got in Kesh's mouth.
The other problem with sharing a mic is I can't mute it when I need to cough.
And I'm not aware of how often she has to because she mutes it.
Yeah. Okay.
So Kesh throws off the blankets.
Yeah.
And the
bugs go everywhere. And she's like, sorry. And Kesh is going to kind of quickly pull on enough clothing to be respectable. I've never actually thought about what she'd sleep in. It wasn't a question that came up. And she is going to quickly
a light pink baby doll.
A little ruffled nightgown.
Matching thong.
She probably sleeps in whatever she was wearing the day before
Yes.
and then just swaps them out for fresh clothes in the morning. She's very practical. She thinks wasting money on a pink ruffled nightgown will just...
Yeah.
But one day, I think someone will gift her one and she will die a little. And Kesh is going to, without bothering any of the others, just absolutely sprint to the Wildwood Brigade exit of the super secret tree hideout.
Okay.
And emerge.
Yeah.
Slightly out of breath.
Basically, I imagine you're probably wearing the clothes you wear under your armor.
Probably, yeah.
So yeah, you do that. It's I forget when I said it happened, but I think early morning, sort of 4 or 5 in the morning, you have this sort of dream, or this call comes through.
Just say whenever it is.
So the night shift.
I just wrote that I had it. I didn't write what time I had it.
The night shift of the Wildwood Brigade is still very much.
Oh, it was as I was going to sleep.
Oh, okay. Well, in which case it's more 10-ish. But there are still people up and around. What do you do?
I am going to my old office, where hopefully the new boss person will be. And we're gonna raid.
We've been raided. Hey, raiders. Hey, Lost Archives, you bloody champions. How are you guys? Owen, thank you very much for bringing your lovely folks here. How was your game? This was Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG this evening, I believe.
Ooh.
How go your adventures in there? We have a giveaway going on this evening, guys. Type !ticket in chat to go into the draw to win a Troll-Lord Games voucher. Yeah, good. How are we? We are good. We have finally recovered from Troll-Lord from the internet. Yeah, Troll-Lord Games. It just took so much out of me. Finally recovered from Talk Like a Pirate Day, which was inherently in my brain linked with Troll-Lord Games because they were extremely generous. And all of the episodes are the last one in which Owen played is currently being uploaded to YouTube. So if you want more of my and Owen's face after this stream ends, you can go straight over to our YouTube !YouTube YT to see the episode in which Owen and I played The Dark Tower of Sivad. And Owen and I played two Indiana Jones characters, knockoffs. It was very fun.
I need to go and watch those because I was sleeping through those ones, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah, that was a good, fun episode. It is indeed Avatar night. Chaotic tonight. One of the chaotic? What?
D&D.
Players
Never.
basically revealed a whole bunch of stuff by accident in some of the NPCs, and now the group are potentially in trouble with Kyoshi. That sounds fine.
They'll work it
no
out.
issues. No issues there.
Pretty cool.
Fantastic.
Who's
Excellent.
Kyoshi? Only one of the avatars. Like,
Yeah.
just bump
I
it
knew
off.
that. I knew that. Who says I didn't?
You should watch Last Airbender.
I don't know. I've been told this any number of times by several people.
The list of this is really amazing and you should watch it is so long.
Yeah, I'll put it there right on the
So long.
right on the list, number 42, right after Watch the Boys and Learn Portuguese.
You should watch The Boys though, so I can make references and you will get them.
I would argue that Last
This is-
Airbender has a huge cultural. Well, it's still culturally relevant. Like 15 to 20ish years after it was released.
Portugal, though.
Not
Portugal has
culturally
never been
relevant.
Culturally relevant.
I think Philip II would have something to say about that.
Look, Bishop Blood, if he finishes season 1, I'll be happy. But he hasn't even watched a whole season. Like, how can
I ran out of Total Warhammer to play.
how am I supposed to look at you and say diabolical, and then you're not going to laugh?
I double bill it because I can watch a one-on-one monitor while watching the other. The problem was The Boys was too engaging, and I was losing battles because I wasn't focusing on Total Warhammer. And Karen, Total Warhammer, think. So you get up there, you find. Tangent. Thank you, Watchful Wizard. Yes, go watch. I will try. I did enjoy it. You go upstairs, you find it would be not Shanestical. Captain Hornbrow is the watch officer in the Wildwood Brigade, right? Meow.
I don't knock, I just burst into the room. Past the secretary. If they're still on guard at this point at night.
Kesh, what's up?
Okay, this is gonna sound a little crazy, but
What's new?
fair. Okay, so I met this Terran recently, called Smoothie. He's from Barovia, which is apparently a very real place and extremely dangerous, and apparently Trish is there.
Trish, the hero.
Yes, and I helped Smoothie out with some stuff, and then he went back to Barovia to, help with the whole cursed land cut off from the Humblewood thing. And he messaged me. He's sent me messages in my head a few times to let me know.
Colonel, sit.
Yes.
And he pours you a glass of wine. Watered wine, sort of like you could chill the fuck out, sit.
And he just said to me that Trish has been cursed. She is now a puppet of Strahd, aka a really bad person, and is apparently roaming out there in the forest somewhere with murder in her heart. So if anyone goes near her, she will probably try to kill them. And he did say to stay away from her, but,
You don't plan to.
well, I don't personally have to go.
You plan to send others to not do what you were told.
Not so much.
He's not judging you. He's just trying to figure out. He's been one of your subordinates for a while, and he is like trying to get you to see. He's already seen the flaw in your logic, and he's just trying to help you see it.
Basically, it's not that I want people to go looking for Trish.
But knowing where she is could help
But
people
yeah,
avoid
if they
her.
come across her, do not engage, send word. Keep a wide berth.
So you wish me to find?
Well, if anyone spots her, basically if we could kind of get word going around that this might be a thing that people come across, maybe we could say it's a monster made to look like Trish, so they don't think she's turned into a crazy
And also is famous adventurer. Some might think she's friendly.
Yeah, they might be like, oh my goodness, it's Trish the hero. Come, help me. My puppy has fallen down. My beetle has fallen down the well. And then she'll just stab them. And then that would be very bad.
Beetles are excellent climbers, but I think I take your point.
My poor crippled beetle has fallen down the well.
Who pulled its legs off?
Basically, if we could kind of get word out to kind of, keep saying kind of, it's driving me crazy. If we could just spread word, anyone in nearby settlements, that there might be a creature bearing the visage of famed hero Trish Caper, and it's very dangerous and do not approach.
I will draft the warning to be sent out at the morning watch.
Thank you.
You sleep, Major. Colonel.
Yes. Have another go at that.
You go back to bed?
Yeah, she kind of trudges much slower back because it has to go up all the stairs this time. Why didn't I just do it in the morning?
No, you'd be going down.
Oh, I trudged down all the stairs to
Yeah.
the secret hideout.
Colonel! And you turn and he's at the top of the stairs.
Yes?
And he chucks you underarm a little pouch. It contains it's weeds. And he says, chew. Don't swallow. You'll sleep.
For how long?
It helps you get to sleep, not stay.
Oh, okay. So I'm not going to wake up in 3 days.
Mother's recipe.
Oh, wow. Thank you very much. And continues just trudging down the stairs, just being like, I really hope that wasn't what the void element about when he said Trish was cursed and I could save her, because I kind of thought it was the original curse dealt with. Now it's likely that it's this other curse. And she, oh god, I'm just, she crawls back to bed, kind of pulls a blanket over, and just like, well, like there's this like little huddle of disgruntled bugs like glaring at her, and she's like, I'm sorry.
Cash, actually, most of them had gone to go and sleep on Julio.
Like, oh well, if that's the way. Gets back into.
Most of them do come back to you, but yes,
Yeah.
a few of them remain on Julio throughout the night.
I know how this works. And she'll chew on a bit of this weedy stuff. See what happens.
Eric, do you do anything with your night?
Nah, I'm sleeping, baby.
Cool. Alrighty.
I was wondering whether we had separate rooms or not, but I think that is probably
No,
not
there
the
is-
case. I think
it
we've
is.
said
Yeah, it's a 4-room. The beds are not beds so much as they are sort of lumps of bark that have been grown up to be kind of like hammocks. But like it's
I
more of a
imagine them
divot.
as, like mossy hammocks.
Yeah, it's a divot in a table, but it's covered in moss and spongy bark. It's very, very comfortable, but yeah, not a bed per se. And there are 4 in one room that has been. It's across the hall from the kitchen area that Julio Seconded. Bron works the night away and feels very refreshed the following morning, having done something extremely physical and cool and sort of. It's not super quiet, but it's still a little clanky. As Bron comes to, he probably goes. It was like, it's 6 a.m. I should probably get a couple of hours of actual sleep. But you are all long rested. As the following day dawns, cold and blustery, the huge leafy window that Bron would have had to walk past at the end of the chapel bows in as the wind hits it. Can you all Kesh, you would probably not actually right away. But Eric and Bron, as Bron comes in, Eric is maybe disturbed by the clanking of Bron's armor as he comes in. Could you please both make me perception based on smell?
Okay.
Ooh.
Speaking of which,
farted.
do you think it would be fair to say with my 19 passive perception that I probably, especially if we were sleeping in the same room, I probably would have been aware of Kesh's movements?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. I wouldn't have done anything, but just to be aware of that.
She seems very focused on.
Yeah.
The dog is down there, and every now and again I hear a.
Very hard to be.
I'm rolling like doo-doo.
You are. John, how did you do?
Oh, me, I get to as well.
Yeah.
Sorry, it was a perception check?
Yes. Yeah.
Whoa.
So, Eric's eyes sort of flutter open for a little minute, sees Bron come in, and then goes, "No, still tired." Rolls over, goes back to sleep. Bron, on the other hand, Kesh being covered in bugs is not par for the course, but I think you're used to it by now.
It's just something that happens.
It's just a minor curse that she herself has because of a ring she's wearing. But it's also mildly useful, so she doesn't get rid of it. However, it's less usual for Julio to have bugs on him. That's, however, something you notice, but it's not what you smell. What you smell is corpse flesh.
Oh, no, that's not good. Where can I tell? Is it coming from a place in particular?
It is coming from Julio.
Oh no, I'm going to check Julio. I'm gonna I guess I'm going to first see if Julio wakes up. Yes, not just unceremoniously turn Julio over. I'll wait to see if Julio wakes up before doing that.
You try to rouse Julio. He is breathing, but that's about it. He does not look well. Julio his body is giving off the smell. The fur has lost all of its luster, and the skin beneath is sallow. And though he is still breathing, the breaths are slow and shallow.
Definitely, yeah, flipping that mouse over. And just making sure.
What, looking underneath him for the dead?
He gets his spatula and just.
Just to see if there's like a wound or something like it.
Sure. Yeah.
Just making sure that Julio's not actually.
Make me a perception check. Or investigation. It's probably better as investigation.
Yeah. Oh, I'm getting all of your good rolls. Sorry, guys.
Oh shit! Nat 20.
No, one off. It was a dirty 19.
Filthy 19. Okay. Bron, there is no physical injury.
Okay.
The only thing out of place about his body is he's completely still. He's a little. Would Bron have interacted with the corpse?
I mean,
and I want to be clear, not a fresh one. I mean a corpse that is 6 to 8 hours old. So
I mean, not. Probably not.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so. I'm just wondering. I think you guys have killed stuff, but not people.
And we don't generally hang around to enjoy the after effects.
No.
No.
Yeah. The smell takes a little minute to kick in. Rigor is the trick. Julio is fairly, not rigid as a board, but bending an arm, say, if you try to move one of his arms, takes a bit of effort. It's not that he's resisting, it's just that the body is sort of set into a pose. The only thing that really gives off any indication that that he is still alive is that he's breathing.
Weird.
And the only thing you do find with a 19 is there is a glow coming from underneath his eye patch. Daria's not here, so I can't ask, but I feel like he maybe wouldn't sleep with his eye patch on. But that being said, I feel like he's probably got the melons in, the toupee on.
I am going to point Julio's eye away from me, and then gingerly lift up. So it's, if anything shoots out, it doesn't shoot at me or Eric or Kesh.
Yeah, you don't want to get cyclopsed. Okay.
Then that would be a hell of a way to write a character out of a show.
The eye socket contains a glowing orb of dark purple light.
Okay.
Where an eye should be.
In that case, if nothing has exploded out of the eye, I'm gonna gently put it back and then wake up the others and be like, guys, slight problem.
Tiny
Eric,
issue.
I saw you were awake, Eric. Julio smells dead.
And I think we'll have a short breaklet there.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun!
And just to clarify before we go to break, interacting with the corpse is not a human Abus. Josh used to work in the funeral trade, so
yes.
That is the circumstances under which he has handled a corpse.
Yes.
No others.
Sure.
In a professional, respectful, wearing a three-piece suit capacity.
Yeah, I've never interacted with a corpse not wearing a three-piece suit. I'll put it that way. I have, however,
Who was
interacted
wearing
with
the suit?
me. But I have interacted with a couple of corpses when I was not actually working, but it was family members. Yeah, cool. Alrighty, well, we'll have a little breaklet. Back in 5 to 10.
Oh, cool.
Everything's going fine.
Everything's fine!
Cal, did you not know that? Yeah. Alrighty.
Oh, we're dropping truth bombs tonight. Yeah.
I've had loads of weird jobs. I love playing with Zach and Jess because every time every time we play, they find out a new weird job that I used to have. And they're always like, "You did? Oh, for fuck's sake! Again? Weird." All right. Back in 5 to 10. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Avast, mateys. We be back for a little bit more Humblewood. So, before we left, the gang discovered that their good friend Julio is not very well.
Baby dead?
If we'd had last week's session as intended, you might have known what had happened, but you don't.
No.
So you'll just have to figure it out from your end.
Curses!
Rather than seeing Julio's perspective, which we would have seen if they'd been here.
Oh dear. Has Kesh been woken, or have you just woken Eric?
Hello?
No, I've been like, guys, little bit of help, please.
And Kesh, what's wrong?
Mostly dead Julio.
What?
I mean, Julio's breathing, but apart from that is, I don't know, stinky. Look, and Ron tries to move his
Just
arms.
because
Limp
someone
corpse.
smells doesn't mean that they're dead, Ron.
Oh, this smells like dead.
Kesh
Oh, yeah.
is familiar with the smell of corpse, and rushes over, and I would like to examine his body, whatever check that we would like.
Medicine? Depends what you're trying to determine.
Well, he said mostly dead, so I assumed he's still alive. I want to ascertain in what manner he is unwell.
Medicine.
I was planning on doing a medicine check.
Well, I will help you do one then. I'm +4. Are you better than +4?
Yes.
+5. Yeah.
Excellent. I will help you do a medicine check.
Okay.
Like, Eric, what's wrong with him?
I love that your helping is Eric!
Eric, what's wrong with him?
I'm so glad you guys are doing it. My medicine is -1, I think. So
Remind
not
me to never
helping.
let you bandage my wounds.
Oof. Was that advantage? Double fail. Oh my god.
The dice hate us tonight.
Eric.
How fuck is that? I got 2 1s with advantage.
Snake eyes stings.
It's only 1 in 400 chance of that happening.
Motherfucker.
What I was gonna say before that happened is he still covered in bugs?
The bugs kind of made way for Bron, but the bugs have never shown any interest in anybody other really than Cash. Like, they've been polite, they've been civil, in the way of a cat that doesn't belong to you.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that apart from weird magical curses or spells, the primary reason why a body would be covered with a bunch of bugs is they're trying to eat a dead one.
They were not eating him, but
Oh,
they were
good.
like, more like vultures, I guess, would be Eric's vibe on them. Like, waiting. It's not long now.
Okay.
That's.
But it's also like,
They're
there's
pouring out the salt and pepper, they're marinating him.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're preheating the oven.
Well, it's also like the corpse flower thing, which smells awful and smells like a dead body, to attract flies to pollinate it. That sort of,
Yeah, okay.
Could I?
Yeah, so 2 natural ones.
yeah. You have no idea what's wrong with him, which is fair.
Hang on a second. I just want to check my spell list quick.
Beat with blood, spiny shield, aid, protection from evil and good, zone of truth, fear, lightning arrow, magic circle, non-detection, conjure animals, gaseous form.
If Cash doesn't have anything, then I would like to do detect magic as a ritual.
What you could do is speak with animals.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
While you do that, I'm going to use my bug ring to cast Speak with Bugs to talk to
Sounds
the
good.
little buggers
You do that.
hanging out on the not quite dead Julio.
So Eric, what were you doing?
Detect magic as a ritual.
Very well. You take 10 and do that. Well, Cash just straight up cast speak with animals.
Yeah, Cash
Yeah.
would go first.
Yep.
Hi, excuse me. Why? Is there a particular reason why you're hanging out on my friend there?
One of them says, "You kicked off.
I know. I'm sorry. There was an emergency.
Warm, smell nice."
So the smell. What do you like about the smell?
Tasty.
Right. Does anything about it seem odd to you?
I'm gonna, Cal, can you roll me a d20 in chat, please? Or, yeah, can you please, on the behalf of the bugs, make a nature check? Exclamation mark nature.
On behalf of the bugs.
On behalf of the bugs.
A 1!
What the fuck is going
No
on?
one knows anything. This is awful. Did we all
Sorry,
just
guys.
have we all got concussion or something and we don't and we haven't realized it
No,
yet?
oddly enough, the bugs have no idea what's wrong with Julio. They're like only. I can't remember exactly what it was you asked, but yeah,
If anything about it seems strange to them.
dead but not.
So it smells like he's dead, but he's not actually dead.
They are capable of more nuance than dead but not.
When did this start? Do they have a concept of time?
They give you a rough middle of the night. A few hours ago. Well, put it this way. They didn't get back off after you came back.
I would like to examine Julio's bed.
Yep.
Is there anything...
No. I'm not even going to have you roll for it,
It
no.
looks perfectly normal. There's not like a pool of blood or mysterious amulet giving off dark energy?
No, the only thing that you would notice is, because I imagine Bron would have pointed it out, is the eye.
Which I think is going to be what Bron's doing.
Yeah. Where do I have the eye?
Yeah, I can't help with the medicine, but I guess I'd have a look at the eye.
Oh, sure. Yep. Make an Arcana check and don't roll a 1.
Roll a 1, roll a 1. Come on, 1.
Guys, I've got your luck. Sorry,
That's where
it's a
it is.
nat 20.
That's some bullshit.
So, Bron, that eye socket, you recall, because you were right next to him when he did it, he chucked the eye that was in there into a pool that was in the process of becoming a death node. And ever since then, he's been sort of kind of linked a little bit to the plane of death. He has reported more than once going on jaunts there in his sleep. He last time told you, I think it was even like last night or the night before, he had a dream about Raleigh, his ex, who is apparently trapped in the plane of death. And you guys agreed to, like, we're going to table that for later.
Like, noted. We'll get back to that one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So the socket was sort of a sparkly, glowy, goldy yellow. Then he threw it away and threw it in there. It's now glowing again, and there was nothing in there the last time you saw it.
Oh, so I'm going to point that out again. Guys, this looks like death plane magic bullshittery.
Oh no!
You can definitely sense death magic from it with the 25. Yeah.
Just let me confirm that. Oh,
Yeah.
my ritual is done.
It is, in
Yes.
fact. It is indeed. Yeah, absolutely. Beyond that, Eric, it's not really magic, but please make an Arcana check.
Okay.
There would be something else it might detect, depending on how you do.
Straight roll.
Yes. What are you looking for?
I'm refreshing
it was
what
still under a
magic
10,
circle does.
But not a 1. 14.
A 14. All the inherent magic within Julio is gone.
Oh. Ah.
What about his soul?
A 14 is not high enough. That was kind of what you were looking for.
Mhm. Yeah. But if Brendan could intuit that, could Eric intuit that?
I would say
Without
so.
confirmation?
He can't confirm it, but he can guess.
yeah.
Yeah.
None of Julio's magic is in Julio right now, which says to me, and obviously this body is still alive, if only barely, it is possible that his spirit, along with all of his magic and his essence, has astrally projected to presumably the death plane.
Oh,
Wait,
good.
It is positive in that the body is still alive, and so that implies that wherever Julio is, he has some means of defending himself.
Right.
In the death plane.
Inaccurate.
Julio has been known to make rash decisions, as have most of us. Bron, you are still a blank slate for that. I'm watching.
I am the most sensible one here.
Oh god. So fucked.
But we saw how, I know it feels like it was close to 6 months ago, but we saw only yesterday how passionately Julio was talking about going to the death plane to rescue Riley. It is possible, either intentionally or otherwise, that he has sent his own spirit there to try and do the job himself, which obviously is ill-advised, but I honestly don't know if we can do anything to help him at this stage.
Sent there or was taken? Is that a thing?
If he was taken, it's possible, but if he was taken, then I don't see why they would have left his body alive with enough essence to keep it alive.
Is it?
Yes.
But I also don't know how the death plane operates. It seemed, what I was able to intuit from our conversation with the Void Elemental yesterday was that the death plane doesn't seem too keen on just plucking life away for no reason, but they're happy to capitalize on misfortune.
So, either we should help, or is that going to screw things up if we waltz into the death plane? Also, how? But
I don't know if we can just waltz into the death plane. It was a whole rigmarole last time, and I knew I had protection. Whereas this is...
You've been there before?
Yeah, but under very specific circumstances where I'd basically been invited. I was pretty sure that I wasn't going to die horribly.
It was also under the aegis of a very different entity. Hey, Shanna.
I don't... Do I feel like there's anything that we can do to help in terms of being there?
Short of actually going, no, but you could go. You've already determined, and it was a while ago in the real world, that the shard of whatever it was you pulled out of your mum could be utilized as a key and or doorway, or it could be utilized to create some sort of protective charms similar to what Bannock had for going to the fireplane.
Yes, because going to the plane of death is probably going to be really painful.
Exceptionally bad for your health.
Yes.
Good. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Eric, you guys have all been to the plane, well, except Bron, but Cash and Eric have been to the plane of life, and even that was quite unpleasant for Eric. It wasn't bad for Cash, but it was quite unpleasant for Eric. And you got the impression that Cash was sort of under the life plane's aegis, and you got that impression because at the end of it, Eric impressed the life plane enough that he too was extended the same courtesy.
Yeah. So...
Not much we can do then.
I mean, I feel like we have to do something or he's going to die for real.
Well, I mean, we have nothing else pressing to do, right? So, I mean, we could spend the next... Like, we're not aware of anything else that needs our urgent attention, are we, Cash?
And
not immediately, so. This, I think, certainly would take priority.
oh, well, I mean, we did get the visit yesterday from the parents of this plane.
Being capable of going to another plane, and particularly going to the death plane, which you know to be antagonistic, might not be the worst thing to even do for the long-term sort of plans that you may have.
Yeah, because we had, what was it, the death plane and the plane of air expressed their displeasure at outgrowing the tree. So, I mean, I'm just aware that if we leave this plane now, maybe if we turn up in the death plane might tell the airplane might turn up here because there's no one to defend it.
Jeez.
You know?
We
I
need a way to...
think that whatever we do, we should take our time to do it properly. I will take out the death shard and articulate what you said before, DM, that we could use this either to get us there, no guarantee that it will get us back, or we could use it as to create protective charms for ourselves. Either way, I don't think either process is going to be a short amount of time.
I just...
Yeah.
Can I look at Julio's Death Void eye?
You may.
And I would like to does the way his eye is like glowing and kind of magical remind me of anything I've seen before? Like maybe Death Note?
Absolutely. It had a similar. It's actually very alike the former the proto Death Node that you encountered in the roots.
I've had a horrible thought.
Hmm.
Julio's eye substitute looks an awful lot like a. So, I suspect if one of us maybe touched it, might going on a surprise journey to death.
What do I think
Which
about
at least
him?
would be a way to get there.
Eric, with detect magic up, it's not powerful enough to take a person.
Yeah.
Not a bad thought
To-
though, and if you were going to try and get through, that might be a door, but you need to put more into it.
Yeah. It's an interesting thought. To say nothing of physically fitting into Julio's eye socket. It this isn't a node. Has the makings or similarities of a node. If we wanted to, we could juice it up and turn it into a node, which I don't think is necessarily a good idea to put a node in our friend's body.
I
I
was
mean,
assuming we could remove it first, but yeah.
I mean, I don't particularly want to handle a node, particularly not a death node. It could be used as a gate, but I would be concerned if doing so would enlarge or empower it. However,
size is not necessarily a problem.
Yeah.
For transportation, Eric, the last node you encountered wasn't big enough. Like they're really a singularity. It's more sort of the orbit around them. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about the eye socket for a bit. But I think that in the meantime, while we are making plans and preparations, I think that we should move Julio to the older heart node and perhaps get his congregation or some members of it to watch and pray.
You think there's a chance the older heart might talk to one of us? It might be able to tell what's going
on. I mean, I have it within me to be able to communicate with the older heart, but I don't think that. I mean, this isn't the older heart's doing, right? So I'm not convinced that the older heart would be able to tell us much more than this shell is empty.
Eric, it is worthy to note, as you're the one who is akin to plants, Julio wears a cloak made of plants, flowers from the older heart. They are wilted. And
okay.
And it's kind of growing out of his fur, like it's part of him.
Yeah, okay. I'll point that out and I'll say possibly that means that part of the older heart has traveled with him.
Well, portion of his magic is older heart.
Yes. So, I mean, it's possible that the older heart might know, and we could commune, but I think we should prioritize moving him first. It's possible that by putting him near the node, it will strengthen his tether to this plane, or possibly even empower his spirit. But either way, I think that is probably it's the closest we can get to a surgery for him, I believe.
Wait. Yesterday's visitor. Sorry?
This is in my Batman glass. It's an old Family Guy reference, sorry.
Yesterday's visitor was half death plane, half life plane, right?
Yes.
So if we bring Julio, who has a death node, into contact with the life, I suppose it's older heart, not necessarily the life node,
It's
because
not a
they're
life
becoming
node.
different, aren't they?
There are
Yeah.
2 different nodes. The
Yeah.
Overheart node is in Leandric's place. The Life node is in the place of worship. Which would
So
you
maybe-
take him to?
Yeah, maybe we should avoid the life node,
Yes.
in case we accidentally make some void magic, which has been bugging us for a while. Unless we wanted to.
The Eric and in fact, you can all make this check. It is an intelligence check. It is a straight intelligence check. But for various reasons, you all have reason that you could pass this. It is a different number for each of you, but you can all make me an intelligence check.
Oh no.
This is where I fuck it all up. Yep.
I'm going to use my inspiration for this.
Guess he just rolled a 3.
With +2, so 5. Eric rolls with inspiration, gets worse. Dear Lord.
I got a 7 and
maybe-
an 8.
Maybe I will also roll with
So
inspiration, right?
Bron
We
got an
gotta do
11.
I might use my inspiration. I'll re-roll that.
Very
Let's
well.
just
Yeah.
try once more. Oh, okay, 11 on the
16.
dice this time.
Okay. So there goes that one. and-
It's not funny anymore, dice. Stop being funny.
Kind of is.
Right?
Apparently, without Julio, we're just a bunch of idiots wandering around, crashing into
hey,
walls.
DM
DM is not sweating. So Bron with a 16. You'd been talking a lot about combining elements and the void and how void has been messing with you. It might be that void is the way in. Because the void, a demi-plane, a demi-elemental plane is what happens when 2 major ones rub up against each other in a platonic way. And
It's like when 2 planes love
yeah,
each other very, very much.
or hate each other deeply, like the life and death plane. They have a void plane in the middle, and so if you could get into void, you could from there cross over into the death plane. If you had anything of void,
I'm
Like a-
going.
Magical pearl, maybe?
yeah, that Bron doesn't know about is the trick because
Hmm.
you guys didn't tell him.
Other shit has come up, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna relay that though. I'll be like, wait a minute. Void. If it's a location, we can walk, right? So we could get to the void plane maybe, and then walk from there. Or whatever it is you do in different demi-planes.
Really depends on the demi-plane.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't have to go straight to the death. You know what I mean? We don't have to make a death node gate here, is what I'm saying. We can make a void one.
Or if I mean, it might take more traveling, but we do have ready access to a life node. We could travel across the void plane.
Start at life. I do like. Life node would be nice, I'm assuming.
Well,
It's a little
Probably
weird.
to you.
Wow, alright, maybe not.
All 3. It was like,
Okay. Message
you-
received.
We could convince the life plane to give us what aid it can if we could tell it that we're going to fight the death plane.
Start a war.
We could do
way
that.
ahead of you.
Eric, this might be the worst idea, but what do you think might happen if we put that void pearl near Julio's eye socket?
With the what, sorry?
We found
Void. It hadn't occurred to Eric that this would be void.
But Cash knows it. I thought you sensed it. If I didn't tell
I
you, you
sense
did.
the 2 forces within it. So.
Eric would have 2 with the detect magic.
I must have
he
just
cast.
missed that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, it was void.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, could we possibly open a passageway and then, I don't know, yell through it? somewhere in between, flinging ourselves into the void?
I mean, you wouldn't need to use Julio's eye to do that, Eric. The pearl itself could empower a portal.
I'm going to make an executive decision that we don't fuck with Julio's eye. As the resident planar travel guy, let's not do that. In fact, I'm going to pick up Julio's body. Let's take him to the node now as we talk.
Yes, good idea. Let it take him to a place of positive influence.
Yeah.
Yes.
Quickly.
And Kesh, if you don't mind me asking, I noticed you got up in something of a rush last night. What was that about?
You remember how I told you that that bat fellow Smoothie came to visit me, and he'd seen Trish in Barovia, which turns out was a very real place. He sent me a message essentially saying, and she's walking along as you're carrying Julio's limp form, essentially that Trish has been dumped out in the woods somewhere, but she is cursed by Strahd and is his puppet and may murder people. So the Wildwood Brigadiers are now on alert to look out for a Trish appearing thing that will murder people and away from it.
Is this a common occurrence around here?
No.
Okay.
What's the hesitation? No.
Well, weird stuff does happen around here a lot, but not
weird.
this specific weird thing, she says, walking along beside her friend carrying a not dead corpse.
All due respect, but you didn't think that was relevant to bring to our... I mean, I realize that this is big, but...
I'm sorry, I was distracted by being woken up told Julio was nearly dead.
Yes,
Almost.
okay.
Not quite.
All right.
Sorry,
Yes.
who's Strahd? This is very confusing.
The evil blood-drinking Terran Lord of Barovia, which is apparently a real place, but we all thought it was a myth.
Strahd was used as a boogie monster to scare children into behaving at night.
Apparently he's real.
Oh, good.
But
Okay.
fortunately, trapped in another sort of
Demiplane.
It's a little like finding out that the plane of death is sentient and has will and is after you and your friends.
Terrifying.
And created the demiplane of Barovia as well.
It's upsetting.
Don't know if that's public knowledge, but I think Eric knows it.
Well, he knows.
Somebody
that it's
does.
related.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh.
Not
Okay.
particularly helpful or relevant to bring up right now.
I mean, it's a demiplane.
Yeah, but there's a whole rigmarole to get into it. You can't just go. You have to like have a special token and then find the Vistani, and then they have to find a gate, and then you have to. And apparently, Strahd can just decide you're not allowed in. So you can do everything right, and then it'd be like, haha, nope. Boink.
But Trish has been in, right? So we could potentially reverse engineer.
Well, get her to carry us in.
Apparently she'll murder us on sight. So.
Oh.
Yeah, that's yeah. Okay. I'm just spitballing some things here, so don't mind me. But I pick up my pace as I'm carrying Julio.
Wait, were we going to the life node or the Elder Heart
node?
node?
The long way
Older
because
Heart node,
I can't just glide down.
Strong recommendation for not taking him to the life node. You're going to the Alder Heart node in Leandric's old basement.
Yes.
And you take the stairs. Would probably be the fastest way. The stairs in your super secret hideout, which actually has you go out of the tree and then have to come back in carrying the unconscious corpse.
If anyone kind of looks, it's like, he had a really big night.
Yes, you're carrying the tree pope through the heart of his worship place.
He worked out how to make, holy nectar from the Elder Heart blossoms. Woo-wee!
A weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah. So we're taking him down that way.
You do that.
It,
It's fairly early,
Cash,
but
it seems like. Do you really? I mean, Trish at the best of times is a formidable force. Do you really think that there are many people other than the three of us capable of taking down a version of her that has been cursed and puppeted by Strahd?
Oh, I'm not sending people after her. I'm telling them to, if they encounter her, not to assume it is friendly hero of the humble folk, Trish Caper, and just go waltzing over.
but to report back.
May I make a suggestion?
But report back, because I made clear that it is a dangerous creature disguised as Trish, not Trish, because that might
Yes.
upset people.
I think that we should make tracking down Trish our immediate priority. We can get things started on forming some kind of gate or researching how to get into the death plane. In the meantime, I'm actually incredibly good at hunting people down. I know Trish, I could scry on her. I have a spell that allows me to locate a creature. I even have a neat trick which allows me to move great distances immediately. So instantaneously. So I'm confident that unless she has some kind of divine protections, we could probably be wherever she is before the end of the day.
To what end exactly? How what do you I'm trying to see the bigger picture here.
Well, first of all, to stop an agent of the death plane or adjacent from running amok in our own plane. Secondly, we could perhaps, as I mentioned, try and reverse engineer a way to get to Barovia and there try and get through the death plane. But even that first thing is enough for me, to be quite honest with you. I even have some means of, I mean, remember that curse that you and I were both under? I was able to remove it from you. Depending on the strength of this curse, I could potentially remove her curse as well.
I suppose the reason I don't think we can go through Barovia to anywhere else is because it's so hard to get in and out of.
Okay, then forget that. There's still the point of removing death-powered Trish Caper as a threat on our plane.
Could
That is an
we
excellent point.
could we try and arrange a swap? Give back Julio, but give back Trish, and then trick the death plane and not give back Trish, and then run.
Psych! You never catch me, you stupid plane!
But I mean,
Yes.
could we use it to open communication somehow and just check that Julio's fine or like something?
One of you
Cash,
knows sending.
Didn't the elemental yesterday try to bargain with you over Trish?
Yeah, I kind of thought they were talking about Trisha's old curse that me and Smoothie were 90% sure we'd gotten rid of, but there was a chance we hadn't. But now I feel like they might have been talking about.
Yes. If they have awareness of it, then I think it would be really difficult to deceive them.
Aaron,
It's kind of like they've got a tracking tag on her, whatever a tracking tag is.
the line that it said to you, if you wish to recall, is, "We can spare it. We can spare its sibling from its curse. Death gave it a pretty gift, but death could take it back."
I'll kind of say that aloud. Those were the words. Death could take it back. So we may just end up with a death-linked Julio and a death-linked Trish.
that was in exchange for us not participating in this coming flight.
boy.
I have ways of removing curses, and if that isn't enough, then we are friendly now with Viscar, who may be in a position to help us himself, or at least find someone who can. But either way, I think that, and I know that you won't want to destroy Trish, and I am inclined to agree with you, but one way or the other, containing the threat that she currently poses, I think is something that we can do while we put other plans in place for people to research ways for us to travel to the death plane safely.
Surely, with the pearl, it shouldn't be that hard. Build something, I guess.
It's
Just
all-
don't.
Yes.
Oh, interesting point. As we're going to Leandric's place, so Leandric was planning on using the tree as like a big antenna for magic. Let's keep Julio's eye away from whatever part of his workshop that was. Don't want to
There's
turn
too
the tree.
many motherfucking magical forces in this motherfucking tree.
Right.
That's my entire point.
That's So don't turn it into a big antenna for the death plane.
Oh,
That's
God.
a bad idea.
I mean, we will take it.
No, on the bright
to-
side, if
we'll
we're all
take Julio-
sucked into the void, at least we won't have to deal with this anymore.
Yes, that's it. The nihilism that will solve this issue. Let's all just join the void. We'll take Julio to the same place where you and Julio have already been, despite my wishes, which seemed to turn
that
out
place.
fine.
Yeah.
Yes, that is where the tree node is.
Let's just see what
Okay.
happens when he gets the tree node and take it from there.
Yes.
So you, Eric, the power of it's not emitting, I suppose, is the big point. The eye it's just sort of, it's more like a standby dot on a TV. The eye.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah,
Um,
but I don't know what could activate it and
No,
how,
but yeah.
so yeah.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's not emitting power right now. It's more, it's almost the reverse. Cool. You take
I mean,
him down
that's
there.
like having an undetonated warhead, though, and being like,
And then
it's
putting
okay.
it-
It's not currently exploding.
And putting it in a magazine. Yeah.
Let's store all the nuclear bombs next
the
to the
same
nuclear
place.
reactor.
Yeah. I mean, it's designed to take the blast, right? So, you do that. Shayax isn't there, but, in fact, no. I think this place is still guarded, by a
Probably.
couple of, Wildwood Brigadiers and a tender. It's only been
And
about
to
a
be clear,
week.
this is the tree node.
Yep.
Absolutely 100% the tree node, not any other node.
I think the intention was that you guys were going to do something about it, but you haven't really had time to sort of sort this out. So it still has a round the clock guard of like 3 people just stopping anybody coming in and out. If anything, the number of slimes in here has increased. They appear to be breeding. They're not bad. It's the kind of slime that have a symbiotic relationship with the tree. Kind of.
What's their temperament?
Oh, very very chill. They are the glowy blue ones. They act like cats in that they eat vermin. And so yeah, it's not a problem, but they are actively breeding in here. Or I don't know about breeding, but reproducing. There are more of them than there used to be. They also really like it down here.
I feel like there's more slimes in here.
As you enter,
Yes.
the color of the slimes changes to a purple from the light blue. Kind of in a very much in reaction to Julio's presence, you would guess. It's
That's
sort of
concerning.
a slow seep to a sort of a lavender. It's not the same dark, nasty purple, but it is definitely a thing. There is nobody. There will be, however, nobody in here to assist you because none of them are allowed.
If the slimes move away from Julio, do they revert?
As you walk further down, the ones behind you are returning to their lighter blue.
Well, that is concerning.
Hey, Eric, you're the resident plane walker.
Yeah.
Are there, like, demi-planes are between two planes? Is there any places where more than two planes meet? Like, I'm just thinking, we've got, this place has had a lot of death magic. The tree has got a life node, and now we've got a tree node. Like, does it get to a point? Like,
it's like making two magnets touch. It's hard, but you can do it with a pair. Putting a third in is almost impossible and would probably be fairly catastrophic.
yeah.
So, first of all, to be clear again, what is currently in Julio is not a node.
A potential node.
But nodes themselves aren't the elemental planes. They're just gateways and kind of power surges. But the planes, the elemental planes are somewhat confusingly all overlapping and all touching each other all at the same time. But only two of them at a time. Like the life plane is simultaneously right now touching the death plane, the fire plane, the earth plane, the water plane, etc., the air plane. But only, it's difficult to explain, but they're all touching simultaneously, but only two of them in each joint.
It's like that picture of the staircase.
Yeah.
Where it technically cannot be physically possible, but if you look at it from the right angle, it is.
Eric, to expand on your knowledge, and you think it doesn't happen naturally, but in certain situations with certain different combinations of elemental, yes, you could have a three-way combination. For example, you just can't have any two that are diametrically opposed. You could have, say, the fire, life, and air all touch. But air, because they're all opposites, but not of each other. You couldn't have life, death, and fire.
Yes, I see.
And thanks for the raid, Jack, you bloody champions. Consensual touching, yes. In this instance, no, it would have to be forced.
I was going to say that wouldn't occur naturally, right? It would have to be induced.
It couldn't. As the way you described it is very, very good and exactly what is happening. Yeah, but there is no three-way meeting point.
Just wondering because you said they're not nodes. That's great, but there's just residual magic, and if the slimes are picking them up, like a triple magic slime might be a terrible idea.
Yes. Yes. Are there any slimes in the grove where the node is?
Yes.
Can they talk?
You could try. You want to try speak with animals again? How long does that last? Speak with animals. Just
10
3
minutes.
10 minutes. Yeah, you can cast it again if you want.
Yeah, I'll cast it again to see if I can talk to the slimy boys.
They do. You can.
Hello. You fellows seem to be thriving down here.
Wouldn't work on a normal slime, but on these things it does. And yeah, sorry, I just need to say, hey Jack, thanks for joining us, you bloody champion. Thank you for your folks. Guys, if you want to check out some really cool stuff, including an awesome VOD from yesterday, because I was over on Jack's channel yesterday playing the Alien RPG, and it's heckin' cool. Den Mother plays as an excellent game mother, which I quite enjoy. Game Mother it's called. Really fun, really endorse. Jack and their gang were super fun to play with, and they'll be running Vason over on Den Mother soon, I think, which is going to be very cool. Jack is the smoothie in question.
Yes. Eric wants to go find Trish, Jack.
Yeah. So, Jack, they have taken Smoothie's instructions and probably are not obeying them. And I love it. I'm going to have to message Rach and see if she's up for being in an episode of this.
Honestly, during the break, I was looking through my spells. I'm like, that's a vampire hunting spell. That's a vampire hunting spell. That's
Yeah.
a vampire hunting spell. This is how I can get to the vampire. This is how I can find where the vampire is.
Yeah.
Druids are very good for fighting vampires.
Yep. Alrighty. So yes, that we more plain lore has just been given. Yeah. Thanks very much for joining us. Carry on, gents and ladymen.
Yes, I talk to the nearest slime, and
Oh, yes,
I'm
that's
like, yes, you fellas be thriving down here?
Home is the vibration you get from this. It doesn't really talk. It sort of wibble wobble jelly on a plate on the back of a giant pig sort of thing.
Very obscure.
Yes, it's a Bill Bailey. Yes.
You see how your friends are turning a bit purple there?
They do not appear aware of it.
Oh.
Slimes can't see. They move by tremor sense.
Do you sense anything odd about my friend that is being carried?
Sick.
You can tell that?
When you point this out, actually, a bunch of them sort of start to congregate around Eric. And it's like you get a chorus of sick, like the claw, that sort of.
Oh, okay. So you can feel something's wrong with him.
Save.
As in you or we should? I suppose I'm trying to...
They are trying to. The implication they were making was we save.
Oh, you think you can help?
They are sort of reaching up to Eric. Or to the body, but around Eric's feet.
Eric, they think they can help Julio. I'm not sure how. They can tell
I
he's
am
sick.
willing to let them try.
They, they reach up and sort of start to enclose Julio's extremities. Like, they're semi-see-through. You can see him, like, but it's, if Eric was to let go, they basically take the weight and form a sort of waterbed.
I'm not letting go.
Yeah. Well, they very much, they reach up to him, and the flowers around his neck and shoulders would seem to perk up a little bit.
That's good.
The slimes themselves turn
Then
a
I
slightly
will
darker.
gently let go and.
They do turn a slightly darker purple than they were before. Basically, the closer they get, the more purple they become. But it doesn't seem to hurt them. And they never get, even physically touching him, never go past a fuchsia. They never go to the dark, nasty, sort of sickly purple that's coming out of his eye.
Are they verbalizing anything as they do this? I say verbalizing.
They're vibrating out like worry.
Okay. But it's not hurting them. They're not touching him. Doesn't cause them pain.
Pain, no, but it's unpleasant. You can tell that they don't like it, that it's not nice for them, but they don't seem to be interested in stopping.
Okay. I won't stop them then.
You hear the phrase "feed," as in they are feeding him.
They say they're feeding him somehow.
Feeding him. Oh. If they react to magic, maybe they have absorbed some of the tree node magic because they're hung around here. So maybe they're giving him some of that and sustaining him that way. That's
Sort
good.
of more of a conduit, but yes, yeah.
Okay.
The longer he's in contact with them, does he look any better, or does
It never really resolves his. The smell lessens.
I don't think that this is a solution. This is more like a band-aid for us to prolong the time that we have to respond.
We could also maybe ask the slimes to move closer to the node.
I will ask the slimes if they think we should move him towards.
I just pick him up and move him towards the node.
There is a mild squeal from them as you remove him from them, and then when it becomes clear that you're moving it closer, they actually kind of form a wall.
Oh.
What do they say?
Stop?
To try and prevent you.
Oh, I'll be like, should we not take him to the node?
Close enough.
Oh, okay. Would going closer be bad?
I don't think they possess the knowledge to say more.
They seem to think that if we take him too close, it will be bad, but this is close enough for them to help.
Yes. I think that we should send word to one or both of the slime researchers, whose names that I can't remember. I think that they would be incredibly interested.
Kenna.
Gert might be interested, but also a little bit sad to be working in Leandric's old workshop.
You absolutely know a third researcher who is significantly more knowledgeable about these things.
Or we could just ask, what's her name?
Sage is another person, but that wasn't the one I was referring to. I know Eric would never agree to let Leandric out.
Oh, shit. But
that's why I was like, I don't know who you're.
Nope, I have no idea what you're talking about.
I mean, at the end of the day, they're still slime experts. They're not void expert, or magic. You know what I mean? Like,
this is
they can help us with the slimes, but not with saving Julio.
Yeah.
Gert's probably the best bet of the three. Kenna is not a. Gert is an artificer. Kenna is a researcher. She's a grad student. She's not a practical person. She has knowledge, not skill. That's, I suppose, the point. Sage is probably the reverse. She has skill, but not a huge amount of knowledge. Gert's the one who has both.
We could get Gert in here. Probably, yeah, not a bad idea. Maybe not a huge priority, but not a bad idea. But I guess it's like, from what I'm seeing here, there's nothing immediate to do about Julio. There's no way to immediately to just snap our fingers and then we save Julio. So if we're thinking of a longer term solution, which we have to, we can sit and ruminate. And yeah, you're right. Whilst we're sitting and ruminating, we can not be sitting. And if you want to go hunt down your friend vampire person, then okay, cool. Might be interesting to see what happens in Barovia or near Barovia, Barovia, if we're not allowed in.
I suppose my concern is like, how long can Julio possibly stay like this?
Yeah, that's yes.
And
like I said to you. Sorry, you go ahead.
Oh no, you finish.
We have the key. I'm not going to bring them out right now, considering where we are, but we have on us the keys to help Julio. But they need time to be turned into something usable. So I propose we give this void pearl and this shard to Gabby and tell her what we want. We want to turn the pearl into a gateway to the void plane, and we want to turn this shard into protective charms. That is going to take her hours at a minimum, if not a couple of days or weeks.
Right, and we can go and retrieve Trish.
Yes,
in that interim.
Exactly. I think if we could get it done, if things look good, I think we could get it done in less than a day. At least to get us there and find her.
Wow.
Yep.
How would you feel about that, Kesh?
Kesh is going to go chat to the slime buddies again.
Mm-hmm.
And be like, do you think can fix him, or is this just helping him?
Tree help. Not fix.
Oh, okay.
Gone. Missing.
Oh.
Feed while he away.
Oh. Right. Have you ever encountered this before?
Ooh, Kesh. This it's persuasion, which
Yeah.
you're +0 at, I'm afraid. Yeah.
11.
11. Okay. I was really looking for a 50-50, so 11 will do. Yeah. It pauses. It really lacks the words. And it says backwards.
What do you mean?
It sort of it says it like yes, but backwards. Yes, we have, but backwards.
Oh. Who was that?
Last one.
Leandric?
And the one you're talking to kind of looks a little excited, like bounces.
Oh. Right. Are you all right to kind of take care of Julio here?
And yes, feed.
Right. Well, I think Julio's like soul consciousness is not here. In death or the void. And the tree and the slimes are channeling the tree to keep his body alive until he can come back to it. And they said that it's like the opposite of what happened to Leandra. I think they don't walk.
Mhm.
So
The opposite would be a soul without a body.
Oof.
The body
I guess.
did melt.
In any case,
The body
it
kind of
seems-
melted away, is the point. Yeah.
In any case, it seems like we have an avenue for something to do. I am going to.
and they can look after him. They're happy to do that as well.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm going to call over the tender,
Yep.
who is standing guard, and I am going to convey to them kind of what I had said in terms of they're going to be my runner. They're going to run back to the tender halls. I'm not going to give the stuff to this person, but I'm going to say, I need this and this from Gabby. Can you bring her here or send her to me? We want to research a way to use this pearl to open a gate, and we want to use this shard of bad juju to protect us.
Yeah.
And to get as many protective charms from it as possible.
Yep.
I'm trying valiantly to remember how we defeated Leandra.
Oh, you beat the shit out of him.
Oh,
Yeah, we
well.
punched him.
Sage
that?
performed a ceremony.
That also. You kept him busy while Sage basically convinced him to come home. He had turned into the Slime King. His body had sort of melted away, but his soul remained in the slime kind of thing. She managed to reconstitute him with her good wishes, basically.
We all went down a few times. That was at the end of the very long day,
It
where
was
we
a
had
long
no
day.
spells left.
Yeah.
We were exhausted.
We're all just like, crap!
Yeah. And he was... The Slime King was a fairly durable boy.
Yeah.
Cool. Eric does that. Julio lies in state in the Alder Heart node on a bed of jellied purple blue jellies. Sort of, it looks like a waterbed sort of thing. He is about a third submerged in it, and when jellies join together, they kind of just make a bigger one. So it's really just one big ooze slime thing. But bits of whenever Cash asks questions, you hear multiple voices. It takes about 20 minutes for Gabby to run down, so I don't know if he'd stay that long, but Gabby does come with all speed. Eric relays his request, and she goes, "Wow, you don't ask much, do you? You know, the last time anybody did this, they had the whole avium working on it."
There was a time
Yes,
before?
but the avium didn't have you.
Yeah, it didn't, but it does have a lot of other people, including Varys, Minkus Varys, who is at least as good at this as I am. Bron, I'm going to need to borrow your workshop if that's all right. I don't want to do this in the halls. Because the potential for explosions, Eric, is huge.
Ooh, that's fun.
Look, I could take this back. We don't need to ask you to do it.
Look, I think I can. I
know you can.
Oh, if whilst you're very capably doing this, if there's any left over, if it's very good at explosions, and you happen to be able to turn them into bullets,
What's a bullet?
let me know. Well, you put it in the shotgun that Steven is holding.
Oh, I didn't think that was functional. I just thought it was.
Oh,
like
it works.
A luck charm.
How dare you?
No.
Well, no one's ever used it.
Steven was this close to firing at more mirrors when we realized that it was going to bring the room down on our heads.
Disappointing.
That would have been so cool.
I shotgun blocked myself.
You
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
You did.
And then Steven
death
was
bullet.
going to like deliver cure touch, like cure wounds via shotgun.
It's like those arrows. It's like those arrows of salving where you shoot your party members and they go "ow,"
Thank
and then
you.
they heal.
Yeah.
All right. I've never used one of those. I've played the game through nearly 3 times. I've never used one. She says, "No, I probably can, and I guarantee you there won't be much left, if anything. I think I can get 3. I doubt I get 4. Where's Julio?"
And Cash just kind of points at the slime bed.
Oh.
He appears to have been cursed, some manner of speaking.
Would this happen to be why
Kidnapped.
you need these things?
Yeah, we may have to go get his soul back.
All right, I'll do it. Give him.
I will draw out the fucked death knife.
Yeah.
And we'll say, could you use this to make more charms or more powerful charms?
What is that?
Oh,
This is what cursed Kesh and I.
Yeah, that's not
How-
nice.
Right.
How many
okay.
magic things do you have?
Oh, so many.
Eric, I'll do. I need to run some tests, but I wouldn't be at all surprised if you could straight up just cut a door to death with that.
Oh.
Okay.
You know,
Well.
you know how to teleport, right?
Kind of.
If
I
you-
can use trees.
Right. Oh, that would be... Well, it would be really bad for the tree, but if you were to do that with this, in conjunction with it, you cast the spell, use it as a focus, and cast the spell with the knife, and cut a hole in the tree, it
Ooh.
would kill the tree, but you would walk through to a tree on the plane of death.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Right. Well,
So when we were cursed,
Great.
it was kind of sucking our life out into death.
Yeah, that's what was killing you, yes.
Oh, God.
well.
What
It might
about,
well be
like-
what's happening to Julio.
Yes.
Hmm.
How about I give this to you to help with the rest of your research.
That
and
would help,
then
actually.
I could
Yes.
back up from you.
Hey, Bron.
It,
She holds out the pearl. Like there's suddenly just it's an artificer thing. She just like Bron, and just hands out, holds you the little velvet sack with the pearl in it, and she says, "You want a bullet?"
Kesh, as the law enforcement officer in the room, looks very uncomfortable at the prospect of Simon.
I don't know
Stephen,
what would happen. I don't know what would happen, but something would happen.
That could cover a lot of
Almost anything.
options.
Literally almost anything. That's a combo life-death thing, right?
Maybe we shouldn't.
Oh, it's void. Oh, fuck. Oh, that's gonna be fun. I mean, it would be if we ever used it.
Dib's favorite Bron moment.
Gun, so that.
It's fine. It's perfectly safe. No one's ever going to get shot with
Yes,
it.
definitely couldn't exacerbate the interplanar conflict by shooting people with
Holy
bits of
shit.
void.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the best way to create a distraction for the tree node?
I mean,
To cause a
literally,
war between the other planes.
you could load anything into that thing, anything with like any tiny bits of other planes or doorways to them, and fire them out like a scatter shell.
Gabby,
That'd
I
be
say
amazing.
this with so much love. Stop giving him ideas.
We have
Yeah.
to find more of these.
I hope you don't have any bits of mirror lying around. That's DM, not
We
Gabby.
do.
She doesn't.
Buried under a pile of rubble, leave it alone.
Gabby doesn't know anything about that.
By the way, Gabby,
Put
in
two
that
artificers in
pouch-
a room.
In that pouch is a piece of sheet music which Kesh determined, if played, could summon a wind elemental.
Oh,
So I thought that would be best to leave with you either for research or for quarantining purposes. And also, and I will take out the pieces of mirror that I wrapped in a cloth.
But
from
wait,
the house.
there's more.
These are pieces of mirrors which formed a portal to a void demiplane. I thought you might find those fun to examine as well. Be very careful with them. If you look at the mirror, you can get entranced.
and with the greatest respect, I mean, I'll take them, but I won't look at them. I'm not.
At the
Above my
moment,
pay-
Gabby,
above
you're
my
the
pay grade.
person that I am ditching all of my magic stuff.
I noticed. Thanks.
I am right here.
Shooting things
Do
out
you
of
want
a gun
I
attached to a
genuinely
fryer.
think it would be safer with you, even if Bron maybe built a safe or something for it to all go in, maybe deep in the ground,
Or like in Steven, so I can shoot them at people.
or in what is that? Sorry.
Sorry, okay.
No. I know what it is. What was it?
Oh. And, Julio introduced me to this new type of food called, I believe it was a hash of brown. And it required
I
it
have
to be
sampled
fried in-
such. Yes.
Yes. It required it to be potentially to be boiled in oil, and so this is like an automatic oil boiler. I call it a
And-
deep fryer.
That's cool. I love it.
Thanks. And then I brought it to life, obviously,
And
with
yeah.
the gem, with the
As-
darkness gem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I gave it a gun.
I know that's what I do.
Yeah.
And she's
Why
not.
does this sound like adding mods to a game?
She's not in
that-
any way being sarcastic. She's like, well, of course.
It's not even alive. You just cast mending and it repairs it.
She like fist bumps you and then says, right, Eric, I'm gonna go and do the impossible task that you've given me. I will let you know when it's done.
Yes,
Okay.
listen, don't lose sleep over it. This is obviously time urgent, but we have other business to attend to, so I don't want to say take your time, but also don't lose sleep over it.
Bob and I have had some lovely chats recently about how you come up with the coolest ways for us to not lose sleep over stuff.
I love Bob. Bob's great.
I think it was
I
Bob
really hope he's doing okay.
with the methadone thing. Was it Bob
And the
that was
loss of
doing
his
that?
family.
Yeah, well,
With the dead family? Cool.
it's actually he doesn't. It's I think it's good for him to have something to distract him from that.
That's why I throw so much stuff at him.
Yeah, yeah. All right, I'm gonna get started on this then. You guys do your stuff then, I guess. See ya.
So we
Thank
could
you,
literally...
Bye.
So we could literally cut a doorway into death and go looking for Julio.
But you can't survive there.
No.
Otherwise,
Not
that curse that you had would just instantly start back up again. You'd have an hour tops.
Yes. Yeah.
So we gotta wait for the protective stuff, but then when we've got that, we can just cut our way. That's so ridiculous, and amazing, and yes. Now
If we were to do that, I think that we should find an isolated corner of the wood to find a tree to do that with.
Just in case anything comes
yes.
back the other way.
Yeah.
Probably far away from the scorched grove as well.
What's
That's
there?
Oh.
Well, it's where the legions of the Plane of Fire first made their presence known.
Oh, that
It was
okay.
kind of their insertion point.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
like the tenders mostly have it covered, but there is certainly still a lingering presence of elemental fire there. So I just don't want to fuck around and find out.
Oh, I feel like
Fair
we're doing
enough.
that anyway. Okay, so I suppose
If there
we're-
happens to be any leftover, like little shards that could, open up tiny doorways to the plane of fire, just in
Ke-
case, then we could.
Kesh
We
is-
could.
Kesh is crafting Older Heart's first gun control legislation in her head right now.
It's just if we could get a piece of every different plane.
God,
and,
there
like, make-
absolutely is. There's so many bits. It was one of their first jobs was picking them all up.
Kesh like
I tell you
slides
what-
her bow behind her back.
I tell you what, Bron, I'm actually very interested in this, and so when things have quieted down a bit, I will personally take you on a tour of the Humblewood to collect elemental debris.
Yes. Oh my god. Because, imagine, so if it's a bullet, it doesn't matter what plane of existence that it hits, that they're going to be, teleported into all the other planes of existence at once, and that's not good for anyone. So it would be like an anti-elemental weapon. It
You
would be
get
amazing.
splattered across all the dimensions simultaneously.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's like that. It's like the caliber comparison of bullets. Like this one kills you, this one kills you, and everyone around
It
you.
does.
It's like this one kills an elemental, this one kills an elemental and shreds its remains across all the planes.
It does 1d8 worth of damage for every type of elemental damage.
I'd have made it
this
a
one you're immune
D6, but
to.
yes.
All these ones will fuck you up.
Yeah.
So, if I feel like it might be useful at some point because a lot of different servants of the different planes are going to come looking for us, and when they do,
Yeah.
we're going to be
I
ready.
like it.
Yeah.
It also is giving me vibes from Suicide Squad of, you don't want to get on the bad end of Bron. Bron's gun, it consumes the souls of its victims.
Yeah.
That's all the
Not-
exposition that you need about this guy.
This is Bron. He's got my back.
Not literally. It's more like he kills them and then steals the bits that are left over afterwards and loads them back into the gun.
I hadn't even
To
thought
shoot
of
at
doing
the
that.
next
It's amazing.
person.
Oh, this is-
Yes.
Okay. So that's fun.
Sorry, one other quick thing. I'm gonna tell the tender goon. I'm gonna ask for them to send word to Gert.
Oh, sure.
To ask for him to come at his convenience.
I presume that you're doing that because you don't want to burn the spell slot for sending.
I don't have sending.
Oh, Julio did. That's right.
Oops.
I have message, but I haven't prepared it today. Sorry.
Yeah. Message or sending?
No. I've got message.
Message is a cantrip. You can do
yeah.
that. Yeah. But it wouldn't help for
But it's
Gert.
120 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you send to Gert, or you tell somebody else to.
We asked someone with disposable spell slots. To
Yeah, the
send-
message is sent to Gert. Gert, he it is made
I
clear
don't
to
need
him
an
that
immediate reply.
yeah, he
just
wouldn't be able to get back here. He wouldn't be able to get here within like 2 days, 3 days probably.
Like at the moment, the slime's very busy stopping Julio from dying horribly. So
Yeah.
No, it's less of an urgent thing and more of a, hey, the slimes here are really fucking weird. You're probably...
the slimes are being weird again.
And
Help!
we don't trust Leandric to do anything about them because he's probably the reason they're doing it in the first place. It's actually mostly Julio's fault at this point, but Leandric certainly didn't help.
It's like just leaning into Julio. This is all your fault.
Braun, Leandric, and Julio are like joint 3 responsible for this one. You did the Alderheart node. You know what you did.
I'm aware.
Bron's hiding his hand behind his back. The one that went in the node.
Yeah. The plan, as I understand it, is Eric is going to find Trish, and you guys are going to go and get Trish, or at least sort of determine the situation regarding Trish.
Yeah. How easily she can be subdued / retrieved.
Yeah.
So I have prepared Greater Restoration, which allows me to remove a curse from a person.
Yep.
The Void Elemental used the term curse.
Yeah.
So presumably it could work, but there is a non-zero chance that the curse is more powerful than my magic.
In which case.
Yep.
We also have, some of the ways to defeat death-aligned creatures, including vampires, are well documented in mythology and lore. So if it came down to it, we wouldn't be defenseless, but I understand that's not our first choice.
I do have Magic Circle as well, which could theoretically contain her if she now falls under one of those categories of
use that.
bad things.
We could use that to form a trap.
Yeah.
Yeah. All of these are solutions.
Okay.
So the plan is
Yes, we have.
you're going to go and find her.
We're going to retrieve Trish if we can, and once we've got protection, we go find Julio's soul.
So Eric is going to scry for Trish.
I have scry. If scry doesn't work, I'm going to use locate creature.
Yeah.
I then have, I think it's called movement via trees. Let me.
Yeah. You walk through a tree and come out another tree.
Yeah. And even if we didn't, we have people who can teleport us to places as well.
Yeah.
Transport via plants is the name of the spell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I prefer you doing that, mostly because you will, with scrying, you will get. I don't think scry tells you where they are. It shows you where they are.
You can see them,
but it doesn't give you a location. I don't think.
No. It kind of depends from DM to DM, but Matt Mercer has famously allowed scrying on a person and recognizing a tree, and then using that.
Oh, you would be able to do that. Yeah, absolutely.
be like,
But
I recognize those poplars.
Well, it's not so much that, it's like fixing that one tree in your head so you can use it to walk from one tree to that tree. That's how that would work and be an effective, far better than actually say, I need you to teleport me there, because you can't. What you see when you scry Trish is hardly a murderous rampage. You find, Eric, you would see a quite grizzled-looking Mapatch at this point. She is not the... I mean, the last time you saw Trish was a while ago. She is... And at a wedding. She is nowhere near that... She is looking a lot more the worse for wear. There is the weight of the world on her shoulders. She is sitting at a campfire in a copse of trees. There appears to be... it is not so much a clearing. She is in a stand of trees, taking shelter. There is... I don't think you see much more than sort of 50-meter circle around her, but you would not think that she is in the wood. There are too many open... There's a lot of open space around her. but probably nearby. It is the same time of day as where you currently are. From the light, the weather is the same. There's a chill in the air. It's a little overcast, but not like Barovia overcast. She's definitely on the same plane as you, because it was no effort at all to scry, whereas sometimes scrying beyond the plane is a bit hard.
Yeah.
And yeah, she has built a fire and she is sitting on a log. Next to her is a very odd creature that you have never seen before. It is a little... it's a raccoon. It's not a map hatch. It is a raccoon. It looks like...
Do we know what raccoons are?
It looks like Hath. It looks like the representations of Hath. Like
Amaranthine.
the Amaranthine that is a constellation of stars. But when given a statue, when they make a statue of it, they build this raccoon. They make something that looks like a raccoon out of that constellation. And it has on its cheek... Well, the raccoon... this raccoon does not. But the constellation has on its cheek that constellation. Like what Kesh has on her cheek. This is, however, this thing that she is sitting next to doesn't have that constellation. It is just it's about 2.5 foot tall, and it's sitting, nuzzling into Trisha's side in the manner of a pet. Leaning up against her shoulder is a glaive with a fire with a flaming blade, and she is rubbing, probably unconsciously, at the side of her neck. But
that is not what I expected.
There is no... She seems reasonably chill. And she is in the shade.
Okay.
The plot thickens.
There is definitely trees near her. You don't think she's in the wood, but she's definitely near it. And you know that Barovia was outside of the wood, and to go in and out, you don't just go from wherever. You normally cross over at the borders of where it used to be.
Yes. Okay. And we'll leave it there.
And we will leave it there, yes. Thank you very much. Yeah. I think that's an excellent place to stop it. So yeah, there you have it, ladies and gents. Thank you very much for playing with me this evening, guys. That was fun. I didn't know what you were going to do. I genuinely didn't think you were going to do that. And I'm going to have to ask Rach if she's available next Thursday. She may not be. Let's find out. If not, I'll pilot Trish. That's fine.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I think it's time for a little bit of favourite moments, everybody. We need to go around the table and talk favourite moments. Can I get a D4 in chat? I'm 1, Karen's 2, Brendan's 3, and John is 4. We love playing with you. Oh, thank you very much, Cal. That's a 3. That is favourite Brendan moments first. Thank you very much, Shan. So, yes, favourite Brendan moments. What do we think?
Brendan being like, oh, we should definitely go get Trish. Just that, wait. Trish might have been turned into a murderous, rampaging, crazy map hatch. We should go get her. I know that Julio's soul has been ripped from his body and is God knows where, but we should go get her.
That was also and I want to highlight that as an excellent example of making the character... So there is a saying that I absolutely loathe. It's what the character would do. Is a really shitty excuse. Because if Daria was here, I feel like Eric might have pushed for let's go and save them. But Brendan, with his storytelling brain in, knows that that's not really feasible. So makes the character do something that makes sense for the character, but also serves the story. And so Eric pushing for this choice was a really good piece of narrative building, made sense for the character, but also was a really good choice. and moves the story in an interesting direction that doesn't oblige us to have to wait for Julio. I want to hats off that, because that is dictionary definition of shadow DMing, and it was perfectly done. Yes.
Thank you.
I've got two, because the first one's funny, but maybe not as meaningful. Anytime you need to do something against your will, hit me up.
Yes.
Amazing. I loved the way, like, you had just crafted a lovely apology and then ended it on that. But I think as well, like, kind of mirroring what Josh was saying, but from my point of view, you made that choice make sense. I at first was like, but why? Obviously Julio's just, but the more you talked about it, I went, oh yeah, I guess this does make sense. We've got, like, there's no way to do it now. So yeah, it wasn't just like, I'm deciding this. It was very logical and well thought through. It convinced me.
Yeah.
So, like,
Thank you.
Yeah. Favorite self?
Oh, I guess the insistence on going after Trish as well. When that bomb dropped at the end of our last session, I knew straight away that was where what I wanted to focus on. Eric has, like, in-character reasons for wanting to resolve that situation one way or another, but particularly given the way that things unfolded this session, like, Eric is nothing if not pragmatic, and Eric knows, hey, the last time we went into a different elemental plane, it wasn't ill-prepared, but it still didn't go great, and that was the plane of life. So let's not rush into the plane of death.
Let's not do that. Yeah.
Our preparations for the plane of death need at least a day, and none of us have anything to do with them. So in the meantime, this threat, like, this is a huge threat. This is someone who is widely considered to be a hero, who, in best case scenario, is not having a great day, and in worst case scenario is murderous, and imbued with the plane of death energy. So we can do both at the same time.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, awesome.
And this
Thank
may
you very
even
much.
help with that.
It may well. So yeah, we need a D3 in chat, please. To talk about somebody else. Let's go to the plane. Oh, that's a 3. All right, Bron moments. I want to say, I think just vibing with Gabby regarding making things explode was fun. I really enjoyed playing that with you. I love putting 2 artificers in a room because you'll see weird shit happen almost immediately. Yes. The glee at Gabby's info. Oh, if there's anything left over, can I put it in this gun? And then the joy of explaining what... Yeah. I'll stop because I'm just rabbiting on about lovely things.
I made a note, mostly dead Julio? But really that whole sequence of realizing something's wrong with Julio and flipping him over and then being like, I should probably wake these guys, and then be like, I don't know what's wrong, but he seems to be mostly dead. was really delightfully done.
Just what Blood says, and then I put a gun on it.
Not even touching that one. Not even touching that one, my god.
He's dead. What?
Obviously, the enthusiasm for guns and associated bullshit was very good, but the fact that his enthusiasm and ranting actually got to the point where Eric was actually genuinely excited as well. I think actually that's that's a huge boon.
You convinced the
achievement.
hardest person to convince.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, cool.
Hey,
Thank you.
let's shoot planes at each other.
Yeah, I think it speaks to who Bron is. He's got this infectious enthusiasm about him that's really charming. And it's been, I mean, he's been around 17 episodes now, so like we know a bit more about Bron, but yeah, he's really starting to feel like a very fleshed out character now that we've gotten time to know him like futuristically. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. It is always fun, and I think Bron doesn't know a lot about the world, so like interacting and things like not knowing you had your knife and being like, oh, I could do so many things with that knife. Like, it's just fun, I think, discovering new things. So I think my favorite Bron moment was a large part of reacting to the lore and being able to like build into it as well. Like, yes, he was enthused about guns, but it also helped kind of flesh out a bit of the world for him and be like, great, cool, we can shoot plain bullets at elementals and see what happens. Like, great fun. I don't know what's going to happen, but like all of the magic stuff, I just enjoy navigating it.
What's Strahd? What's the Scorched Grove? Yeah. There are elemental bits all over the wood. Yeah, all of these. More like it's not just sort of world building. It's also just reminding people who haven't been here since season 3 what some of these things are.
Yeah.
Cool.
And I think you kind of exemplify, and you're playing a Bron, one of the things that I really like about artificers as a class, where they really, it feels like there's so much room for creativity within them that not a lot of other classes have access to.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm always being like, I wonder if Josh will say no to this, and I don't think you have yet, which is fun. He's like, great, cool. Can I build a gun? Let's see.
I
what
will
happens.
at most nerf it.
Hey, Bron, have you heard of Hescalia?
No.
What do you know about airships?
He would know about Hescalia. They go all over the world.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I heard about people trying to steal one.
Floating boom, whales,
Sky whales.
like sky whales, yeah, with little ships strapped underneath of them like a blimp. Yeah, I don't want him anywhere near one of those. He'll put a gun on it.
Yes, he will.
I still like the idea that at any point, if we just decide, hey, let's just get a Hescalia, the campaign just radically shifts to an air pirate campaign.
I mean,
Maybe I can like reduce it to be a bullet and then fire one at someone.
Jesus.
So what's really funny is the only other Vulpin character that has had more than a single outing has a familiar that is a tiny Hescalia.
Amazing.
Cavendish's familiar is a tiny Hescalia because he had a mind-altering experience when he looked into the Hescalia's eye, and they kind of had a meeting of the minds. Anyway, we should continue. Thank you very much.
What was the name of the deep fryer again?
Steven. And it makes that noise as it's ready as well.
Because I just drew Steven. He's a little pot of mechanical spider legs with a gun, and that's steam coming out of his lip. I have no idea if that's what you imagine Steven to look like, but you were talking about him, and that's what I pictured in my head. For
the BattleTech lovers among the audience, what she just drew is an urban mech.
I don't
tiny.
think we can see it.
Oh, of course.
Wrong camera.
Sorry, because of the setup. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know what you think Steven looks like, but for me, he's a pot with a built-in heating element.
Pretty close. I don't think Bron's thought of putting a lid on it. That would be smart and safe.
Of course there's no lid. There's always a chance of oil burns.
I imagine it has hands. I imagine it has arms, and it's carrying the gun like a...
It reminds me of a race of creatures from Elden Ring, which are literally just living pots
Ah,
full of adventurous guts, and
Oh.
they have arms and legs, and most of them are quite friendly.
Ah.
Yeah.
That's
Looks
really
like a
cool.
Modron to me, but yeah. Anyway, cool. Favorite? We need a D2 in chat, please. Pressure cooker with a gun. Yeah, it's steam powered. Yeah, it is now. It probably doesn't need to be reloaded anymore. It just works. A 2. That's Karen.
It fires hot oil if it runs out of ammunition.
Yeah, it just dips
No,
it in itself. Pulls the
It's got
sun.
Yeah, it's got a magical. I've infused it, so it has
Yeah.
magical ammo now.
Yeah, it is the pot boy. Exactly, Watchful Wizard. Favorite Karen moments, everybody. Favorite Karen, that art. Yeah, all right.
Thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed
Hey,
it.
creepy. Yeah, that's a hell of a gun. Yes.
Yeah.
That's not a gun. This is a gun on a steep fryer.
This is a gun that fires pearls made of void.
Crispy.
I'm
Yeah,
apologizing
check
to the bugs.
Check the hung, drawn, and quarter when you get a chance. I'll put an image of the things on there.
Amazing. I'm gonna have to say favorite Karen moments is translating with the slimes for us.
Mhm.
Oh, translating for the
just-
slimes, yeah.
Yeah, and being
Yeah.
like trying to work out what they're talking about, and actually really like helping out, because if you hadn't done that, we wouldn't have known what the slimes were doing, and good chance we wouldn't have let them. So, good use of what you've got, and like really in line with the story and what we're trying to do. Loved it.
What you looking for?
I was putting it back.
Oh, yeah.
My brain decided that was Thank you. No, I was glad that worked, because I wasn't sure if Speak with Animals would work on them, so...
Wouldn't technically
Yeah.
normally, but in this regard, they're more like cats.
Hmm.
And I was like, it's cool, and she's in the... there's a degree of the older heart smooths the way a little bit as well. But yeah, it was neat, and it was an effective way to get through information that you needed to get through. So for audience, every now and again, we reach sort of the end of a narrative, and I don't know where they're going to go next. So I tend to have, maybe once a season, a session where I just have no real notes. I make some notes about the stuff they might do. They did some of it. But I wrote about a page of notes. I did about an hour's prep total for this, and a lot of it was like the overlay, because there wasn't a lot that I could prep for, so a lot of this has been reactive. My favorite Karen moment is that relationship with Trish, which is cool because you've never actually gotten to really display it.
No, we did the wedding together, and that's literally the only time.
They've been on stream together like 3 times. So they have this established relationship that I have played more than Karen has, because I was Cash before Karen was, as an NPC. But yeah, that was... I think it's always great to see you play that relationship. But I also really enjoyed your chat with Jürgen Hornbrow.
He's fun. He's giving me his mother's weed.
But yeah, no, just
Yeah.
your demeanor in that, the way you played that, your acting in that was really good. Yeah, that was my favorite.
I really enjoyed the first part of the session where Eric and Kesh were investigating all of Pavoni's bullshit together. It really reminded me of like at least like once or twice each season, Kesh and Eric kind of get a chance to put their investigators hats on. So
Fuck
that was
it up
really
royally.
fun.
And roll a
Despite
bunch of
both them
under
being super
fives.
incompetent.
They were just knackered. Turns out plane jumping, and this is something you do know, is exhausting. The last time you plane jumped, you were absolutely shattered, and a lot of you slept for a long time. Yeah.
Like, we're just really tired and not good at music.
There is also that, yeah.
We're not musical beings, you know, we tried. But it's always nice us smashing our brains together and trying to work stuff.
Bishop Blood says, panic about all the damn cults. Yes. Yeah, very simple animals. Yeah, absolutely. Slimes are, essentially, yeah. It's only a creature type, and I think this is the trick. The spell technically is about creature type, and slimes are an ooze technically, so they are not beasts. And speak with animals is for beasts, but in this world,
Well, because of the nature of the setting as well.
yeah, this is it.
They're
yeah.
very unusual.
They
slimes.
fulfill the niche of in this setting of a lot of beast type creatures, so let them be beasts in this instance. Yeah, they're elementals. Well, in this setting, absolutely they are elementals. And if Kesh was speaking primordial, she might have been able to understand them. But the way she did it, I had no issue with it. Yeah. This is the thing. I'm taking an awful lot of liberties with rules as written with this. So yeah, throw some shit at the wall and maybe the ooze will stick. Any other favorite moments? Favorite self?
I really enjoyed just Kesh quietly melting down over Bron and Gabby creating interplanar guns to shoot bits of dangerous magical shit at other dangerous magical things. Just because stuff might happen, you know? And she's just like, la 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 la.
It's like, this could be useful,
Personally,
but
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm just like, Eric, why aren't you backing me up on this? This is insanely dangerous. Why would you let them do this?
You've been mad at Julio for much less.
You know.
Just a pair of charming little scamps. How could I not?
Yeah.
Look at their little faces.
Scrumping for apples by building little mechanical winches to do so.
Oh. And I don't know if anyone else, the Cal show threw one up earlier about me rubbing balls on my face. And I saw that and I smiled.
Yeah. Going with the
One of
acting,
Karen's
even though you
favorite
don't know.
pastimes.
Someone was gonna say it.
Yeah, it wasn't going to be me. I want to eat tonight.
Yeah, you want dinner? Yeah.
That's why you got me here
yeah.
to make
I
these
appreciate it.
jokes.
Thank you.
Gonna be sleeping on your couch.
He's 2 suburbs away. He's safe.
I'm just going to delete that message that you sent me asking me to do that.
Thank you. So, any?
I just realized because Eric and Bron Brendan and John can't see me the way we're set up at the moment. You guys didn't know until someone mentioned it that I was rubbing the pearl on
She was doing some great acting, guys. I promise. Yeah.
I was rubbing stuff on my face.
Oh.
Until I was told not to.
It took me until I was in high school to realize that I rubbed my thumbnail on my lower lip. It's just a sort of a tick because it's smooth and it's just quite a nice sensation.
I do that. I'll like run my finger in that little divot.
So we need to. I need to remind the audience we have a draw going on for a Troll or Games voucher. Type ! ticket in chat. I'm not trying to dodge anything. I'm just mentioning it. And we also need to draw the prizes. And Channel's for all the one and having none of it apparently. Yes.
My favorite DM moment was well, one of my favorites, but I've got slimes on the brain now, was the color changing slime bed thing. That was really cool. Really lovely.
Yeah.
I think for me, just as a vibe in general, this is such a cool, relaxed game of D&D. Like we talked about being neurospicy, we had like also a bunch of lore, and like it just felt like it always feels like no matter what offer I give, you'll be fine with it. There's never a no, you know. Like talking with Gabby as well, like I was like, there's no way he's going to allow me to build a gun that explodes different elemental planes.
Apparently he might.
Apparently you might, and like okay, you might nerve it, but like just the ability to be like, cool, I'm just gonna like, it's a fun game when you can do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That is the intent. It's no rush is written in the title. I'm aware. I was like, we usually stream to sort of 15, 20 people who vibe with us, and if they don't, I don't want them. Like all are welcome, but none are obliged. Is very much is the point. And
if we have too many tangents for you, we will not judge you for anything. That is fair. Like, I get mad at podcasters who do that, but I do it all the time.
Yeah. And I appreciate if it's not your vibe, and that's absolutely fine. I do not feel judged or upset about it at all, but this is the kind of game and the kind of community and the kind of vibe I want. And I'm really glad that you feel welcome and that you feel accepted here, because that's entirely the point. And yet the story went on. Yeah. And that's Neurospicy. We'll tangent away and then we'll force ourselves back onto the point.
And everyone else is like, wait, what was the point again? It's like, no, we're back now. We've gone full circle.
Yeah, and Daria is
We've
currently on
exhausted all the
holiday.
possibilities.
So I can't commission that emote yet. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Have I been flattered enough, or do more people have to say?
No, you have not.
More flattery.
I liked the scry on Trish. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting to do that at the start of next session. So I think it was a really nice way of ending this session. It took me by surprise, the fact that it happened, and also the fact that, like, overall, that description of what I saw was actually quite sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was expecting to see this frenzied Mapatch, and she wasn't that. So it really made Eric reconsider their approach.
Yeah.
Eric was super prepared to come in, blast her with Sunbeam a million times. But yeah, it gave him pause for thought.
Yeah.
It was a cool moment to end on.
I actually, I definitely had played a part in it, but I think Rachel Foucault also assisted in the building of that image, because I'm reasonably sure it was the last thing we saw of Trish. And yeah, she is. I don't want to spoil stuff, but yeah, she's in her right mind. Eric, Kesh, and Bron don't know that. In fact, nobody knows that. But
You're just gonna turn up with like weapons level. It's like, hi, and she's like, what?
Yeah.
What the?
You're gonna walk out of a tree within 50 feet of her,
Carrying a blade of death.
And we've been told by an ally of hers, don't trust her, don't go
Yeah,
near
she is
her.
a puppet of Strahd.
So-
Yeah.
So when
By
she
somebody-
says to us, hey guys, I'm fine.
Yeah, you're gonna take that with a seriously big grain of salt. Yeah, ingenious bunny disguised as dog. Karen is the mother of bunnies and a puppy, but it's just a bit of a clunky stream name, you know. So we've just chosen one.
Mother of 2 bunnies and 1 puppy.
Mother of Puppa. It's also harder to say, mother of Puppa. Cool.
You mother papa.
Bishop Blood
We have
Sorry?
friends that call all pets bunnies, and now we call our dogs the bunnies, and it's ridiculous because they're greyhounds. But
Yeah.
it's a lovely pet name for a pet.
Yeah, that is cute. Bishop Blood says playing the lizard folk. Bunny disguised as the dog. There's a B word for that. Fridge lady. Look, I have to work out my frustration with fridge lady somehow.
Hey, it all worked out. We got a better fridge.
We have a better fridge. It actually fits. It's nice. It's in. It's humming pleasantly. It freezes ice cubes in under an hour.
It's amazing.
Rather than 24. Was having to wait 24 hours for ice, guys. Yeah, my favorite me moment would probably be... I was actually going to say Jürgen Hornbrow.
He is.
Being able to summon him back up after 2.5 seasons of having not been him. And as a tiny little... she's going to need help to sleep. He is a Tilia. He's not a true lizard folk. Lizard folk are cold-blooded, Tilia aren't. So have a little bit more empathy than I think a traditional lizard folk would, and just was like, and knows her well enough that I was like, okay, this is gonna bug her. I'm gonna have to give her something to help her sleep. Here we go. Here's mummy's secret recipe. There you go. Chew on that. Do not swallow it, or you will be out for a week. Was just a nice little detail that I was quite fond of. Cool. Alrighty. Exclamation mark tickets in chat for the last few peeps. While we are going to redraw some prizes from International Talk Like a Pirate Day because some of the lovely people, including Abyss, have told me that they didn't want that they didn't. It's not that they didn't want it. In every single instance, it was, oh no, I don't need it. Blood Red Skull is a bloody champion. Donated $150. Won 2 things and said, oh no, I donated because it's a good cause. I don't need anything. I'm like, well, shit. So.
Far be it for us to force gifts down your throat.
I was like, well then, I will find someone else to have them. So we have the Epic Encounter Bundle donated by Mike Moans, which is the Island of the Crab Archon. And it's really cool. We have the Keyring Bundle, number 1, and a, what was the other one? That one. A Dice and Troll Lord Games voucher. All up. TK Killer got a ticket. Good. I got 2 prizes on the day. You got 1. You technically only won once, Cal, but you did get 2 prizes in it. You got a bundle. We bundled a lot of stuff together because we really didn't want to have to pay 23 instances of shipping.
Shipping's expensive, y'all.
Shipping is expensive, y'all. So yeah, we've bundled it down to 15. So, but noted, Cal. But there's only about 30 people who donated total, so it's a limited number of people who can win.
Just accept the prize.
We are going to.
You're gonna get Josh's mum's dice.
Yes, you're getting. Yeah, Cal won my mummy's dice. So.
Could you stop saying mummy? It makes me really uncomfortable.
I haven't called her that myself since I was 5, so yeah, it's fun for me. We need 3
I just
people.
imagined 6-year-old Josh saying, Mother,
Mother.
may I go for a ride on the slide, Mother?
A ride on the slide, yes. So we need exclamation mark roll space the number 279, please. There was 279 individual tickets were purchased that weren't accompanied with an anonymous. So 213. 213 is Red Resonance.
Red Resonance 664.
Red Resonance 664 gets. Hang on. Gets the thing. Red Resonance.
It was the.
Oh, I'm going from the bottom up.
Oh, okay.
Red Resonance. 64. Then we got.
Congratulations! You are now the proud owner of a Dice Trollod bundle.
Then we got T Killer. What rolled at 132?
Was the 212 before that? Or...
Oh, 212 and 132. Yeah.
212.
212 is. Also Red Resonance. No.
They're all Red Resonance.
They only have 3 tickets. Yeah, 213 and 212. All right, they can have one of them. The whole point is to spread this shit out. So yes, that's all right. 132 is Lancaster. He's already won twice.
Stop winning more than once.
78.
78, beautiful.
78 is Mike, as in Mike Moans. There we go.
Beautiful.
Give him the thing he donated.
No. And a 9.
9.
9. A 9 goes
Going
to
low.
Cal.
Haha! You get more stuff. Did we miss anything?
I don't. Hang on, let me just scroll. I don't think we did. Oh, Quad got 180.
Oh, we had a 180?
180. Pixie.
Pixie. Wonderful.
Do you agree, Cal, or shall I redraw it?
Already trying to give us stuff back.
If we're spreading shit out, I can give that one to Pixie. Yeah. 68 is Terrace. You're welcome, Mr. Cal. Fate have spoken. Redraw. I'm not greedy. Aww. Alrighty. I tell you what I will do. I will tell Pixie they won the Mike Moans draw. If, however, I cannot get in contact with them, deal with it. You're getting it. So Pixie, there we go.
Beautiful.
I believe I will be able to get in contact with them because I think they are a regular viewer of Ardana's. So yeah.
Good.
Eat your slop. There we go. Cool. Alrighty.
So congrats, Mike, Red Resonance, Pixie, and the other.
158. What's 158? Just in case, we'll keep another number spare. We saw a 158. That's Owen.
Owen.
There you go. We'll keep an Owen spare. In case any of them don't come in. There we go.
Owen is the backup.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you wouldn't think it would be so hard to give
People shit.
Give
Yeah.
people stuff.
Alrighty.
I was like, nah, I don't want anything. It's like, mind you, my family are trying to ask me what I want for my birthday, and I'm being difficult. Because all the things I want right now are not things you can ask for I get birthday.
It's also just, there's an element of an awful lot of the people who donate are people who were playing. It's just the nature of the beast. You're here, you're playing. So, yeah. And you've already demonstrated you're a generous being because you agreed to come and play. He got the t-shirt, yes.
You are going to be the coolest looking person in the shops in your Ugg boots.
So, let us now draw the giveaway. Let's close that giveaway and draw our winner, Brensa! Hey!
I won for once.
You did! Daria's not here! And immediately...
What did I win?
You won a $10 voucher for the Troll Games. There you go. Congratulations. I also, Brendan, have a present here for you. So if I do see you on Sunday, one of the things that arrived with Humblewood Tales, and this is very appropriate for you, is one of these. 4 of these arrived. That is the Tender insignia as a badge. And as the longest running player as a Tender, I think it's only right that you should get one.
Thank you.
So, yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Sign for the chicken tenders. Exactly. Well, guys, we've been streaming for a gosh darn while. Wow, that last hour went really fast. I wasn't paying attention. We should go away from here now. So we're going to find somebody to raid. And Den Mother Plays is playing right now and ran a game for me yesterday, so we're going to raid Den Mother Plays.
Yeah. Oh my god, more cheap viewers. No, only expensive viewers.
And I just want to...
Just want to ban narcissistic total.
Here we go. Cool. Alrighty, so we're going to drop a raid over on Den Mother Plays. Den is a fantastic DM, currently running a game of... Amazing Adventures, I think it is. With it's with a Filipino crew. It's all about death. In how it affects one's person and one's life. So that's cool. It's going to be kind of fun. It's very hard hitting and interesting, much like this one. So we will see how that goes. Guys, who the absolute heck have you been? John, who the heck are you?
Hi, my name's John. Been a performer for a long, long time. Loving D&D, loving these people, loving performing with you guys.
Marvelous. Brendan, who the heck are you?
I'm Brendan. I'm an actor. I'm a director. I'm a DM and D&D player. I'm a LARPer. I'm a big old nerd. And
and a furry, in that order.
I mentioned at the top of the show that I had just retired my LARP character, who I'd been playing for all 8 games so far of this LARP. So that's 4 years of playing this one character.
Wow.
So yeah, it's the end of an era. But as talking to a group of fellow performers, playing one character, I mean sporadically, but one character for 4 years is really interesting. Another reason why you should all get into LARP.
And Karen, who the heck are you?
Hello, I am Karen, sometimes known as the Mother of Bunnies. I'm a performer, a writer, and internet addict. You can usually find me on Corsair's Cove on Tuesday nights playing video games. I just finished Baldur's Gate 3, end of like a year of doing that, which wasn't intended, but it happened and I loved it. So I'm playing a bit of Wildermyth now, if you want to come and hang. It's pretty chill and casual.
Hopefully
Many
this
tangents.
one won't take a year.
Yeah, or on Thursday nights. more elements and evil.
That's it. Could you tell us about Wooden Forge, please?
I can tell you about Wooden Forge. Wooden Forge are a wonderful D&D and TTRPG thingy construction company. They make wonderful gaming accessories. That's what I was gaming accessories. Including our wonderful dice keepers that Josh is modelling over on his camera. They've been long-time supporters of the channel and talk like
These
a
are
pirate day.
Karens.
Yeah, those are mine. And they make beautiful things. And if you use our affiliate link, we get a little kickback. So you get something beautiful, and we get a tiny bit of the denari, which is very nice.
And Trollord Games are also supporters of the channel. I'm not going to mention all the people who donated to International Talk Like a Pirate Day, but Trollord Games of Wooden Forge are ongoingly supporting us, so they get an extra shout out. Trollord Chuck's game has just gone up on the YouTube. If you want to watch how Castles and Crusades works, it's pretty cool actually. When I built the character, I wasn't sold on it, but having played it, I'm like, no, I can see how this is cool. It is. Chuck described it as a rules-light version of a crossover between 5e and Pathfinder. And I'm like, yeah, I see that. It is slightly less dice rolly. The math is more on the DM. It's just a little different. But I think I did really enjoy it. So those of you who won any Trollord Games vouchers can absolutely go and check out their stuff over on their website. And even hell, if you didn't win it, you can still go over and check out their stuff. Would heartily endorse. Very cool peeps and extremely generous in supporting the community. So we will go away from here now and raid Den Mother Plays. So throw your favorite raid emotes up in chat, tell Den where you came from, show them the love like we always do, and we will see you same bat time, same bat channel on Tuesday night for some more Wildermyth. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye.